Alright, listen. The thoughts and opinions expressed on the Staydownla podcast belong to me, K Stacks the P, and maybe whoever else got the nerve to pull up. This ain't for the overly sensitive, overly serious, or anybody looking to be offended on purpose. If you mad, you might want to log off now. For everybody else, welcome to the Staydownla podcast. Let's talk our shit. What up? It's your boy K Stacks the P. Or should I say, Assalamu alaikum. Mubarak. Assalamu alaikum, my brothers and sisters. Yes, Ramadan is finally upon us. It is actually day 2 of Ramadan. We're already on the second day. I don't know if Allah just been let's just get this out the way first. Have y'all noticed there's been coincidence? All my podcast days have been like low-key near like really pivotal holidays, like Thanksgiving, Christmas, maybe my birthday, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think it's my birthday though. New Year's, Valentine's, nah. But Ramadan, and then the last day of Ramadan is actually like the last day, the day of Eid. It's a podcast day, so I'm actually gonna be recording on the morning that I actually go to the masjid and pray. I'm sorry, I thought I had something on my beard, but yeah, I just thought that was like really dope. Like Allah has been low-key like coincidentally matching everything up on Thursday. So if I had any more reason, or if I needed any more reason to be inclined to do things on Thursdays, that's my reason. That's more reasoning to be more inclined. I don't know what the heck. Sorry, y'all. The way the diamonds is dancing, I thought something was going on with my chain. But my chains is all just bust down. I just like the way that they're layered. But welcome to the Staydownla podcast. It is your host with the most, with the toast, and that sometimes likes to roast. K Stacks the P. Yes, sir, that's me. I am a rapper slash streamer slash content creator slash, you know what I'm saying? I was going to say something inappropriate, but it's Ramadan, so I'm going to keep it simple and I'm going to keep it G. And I just do a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? If this is your first time watching the Staydownla podcast, this is a podcast where I really just come on here and talk about myself. Really just expose anything that I'm going through, you know what I'm saying? I just get really messy. I talk about women, you know what I'm saying? I talk about how guys need to not give all their money to women. How men, we need to go back to the traditional days where women used to be in the kitchen. Like, I just come on here and just promote all that type of stuff, because where we are as a society right now is just not where we're supposed to be. We need to have more. Whoa, that's so scary. We need to have more people and more men back in power. You know, the women being in power is really bad. But no, if you couldn't tell, that was obviously sarcasm. On this podcast, I come on here and talk about culture, news, media, music, movies, TV show, and of course myself, because this is really just a virtual diary. At first, it was just auditory. So if you guys go back before episode 28, if I'm not mistaken, you will notice that all my episodes were via Spotify. I am so sorry, guys. Landscape this morning a little bit with the wax pen. That shit freaking whooping my ass right now. Technically, I'm still good to eat and drink. Sorry if the camera is glitching out for some reason. This is the first time it's ever done this, by the way. So hopefully it doesn't like show on the actual video though. Hold on, guys, because I don't know what's going on with my camera today, but the webcam capture is tripping. Let me turn it off real quick. Deactivate that thing, and then activate that thing, because we're good. And as you guys can see, I got the incense set up. But like I said, this podcast is a podcast where I talk about a lot of plethora of topics, you know, things that I just feel like my young niggas would want to know or should know, you feel me, and the shit that y'all need to know, so that way y'all could be K Stacks to P too. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't be K Stacks to P, but so that way y'all could be P in your own way. Because if you've been following me long enough, you will know I also started this as Pism, and it was really playerism. And my whole goal with playerism was never really like, oh, like how to get the most ladies and stuff like that. Like, I could care less about getting ladies. I feel like one thing that I've learned in the sense of just garnering status and becoming a better man, the women come with the status, the women come with the position. If you really, you know what I'm saying, if you really pay attention, you can easily get women around you. But if you really focus on what you need to focus on, you're not really gonna have no time to like really be with them. You know what I'm saying? And that's really where I'm at right now. So, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not gonna sit here and just super duper bash women. But of course, want to start it off with a prayer. Yes, as you guys can see, just want to say I'm so grateful and thankful for all of you guys showing up today. Rest in peace to all my angels that are watching and protecting over me. Rest in peace to my grandma on both sides. Rest in peace to both you beautiful ladies. Rest in peace to Latif's mom. Rest in peace to my auntie Bosse. Rest in peace to Latif. Rest in peace to Kalila. Rest in peace to Elliot. Rest in peace to all my angels. And free all the people that's, you know what I'm saying, fighting them cases, you know what I'm saying, for all my niggas that's out here fighting them cases. I know y'all innocent, you know what I'm saying, y'all free. Free y'all till it's backwards, you know what I'm saying. Make sure y'all get out soon. And I hope that you guys are not dealing with no BS in there. And overall, like I said, just thank you to all my angels and thank you to Allah for another day, another opportunity, and another chance for me to come to you guys and deliver another amazing episode. So, without further ado, let's get into episode 33 of the Staydownla podcast. But you guys already know how we gotta start it off with. Gotta start off with the fit check. Okay, look. You know what I'm saying? It's Ramadan, so you know I had to put on the robe. You feel me? I got the gray one. You feel me? I got it straight from Nigeria. All of my robes are straight from Nigeria. They're custom, 101, made straight to my body, straight to my dimensions, all that good stuff. And then of course I have the pants under. You know what I'm saying? I got the Adidas. You feel me? And I got the Uggs on the feet. And I got the, you know what I'm saying, the K-Stacks chains. And when I pop out, because it's been cold as hell in LA recently, I got the Nike Tech jacket with me. You know what I'm saying? So if I ain't fresh. I'm popping out. I'm talking about I'm going everywhere all day like this. Like I'm on my Philly shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Philly young boy. You know what I'm saying? We outside. You know what I'm saying? Yo. Actually, I'm from New York. Let me get a bacon, egg, and cheese. Beef bacon, okay? But let me get serious though. And of course, you know, with me on the table, I got my boy Superior Spider-Man. I got Naruto Uzumaki from Naruto Shippuden, and I got Naruto Uzumaki from regular Naruto. And I got my nigga Krusty next to my nigga Homer. You know what I'm saying? So, got a couple of the guys with me. Nothing too crazy. And then, of course, I got the incense so that way we could be in here, be blessed and covered. But I got a pretty good episode. I'm lying. I got a really good episode for you guys today. I got an amazing episode. I got a great episode for you guys today. We got some movies that we're going to talk about, some TV shows, and some stuff on media that I've just been like, I'm just interested in and like kind of want to discuss. Overall, it's been a smooth week. If I'm being honest, the things that have been per se interesting or like kind of like developing have been related to work. And if this is your first time watching the Staydownla podcast, first off, welcome. Thank you for giving this podcast a try. Make sure you know what I'm saying, make sure you get comfortable because you're going to be here for a while. And yeah, if this is your first time watching, I don't really talk about work. That's kind of like a unspoken but spoken rule that I have on here as I try my best to keep my private life and my business life, you know what I'm saying, separate. So there's been some developments, you know what I'm saying, in my business life, but because I don't bring that on here, I'm not going to talk about that. But outside of that, life has been good. I still been going to the gym. I actually ran with a different run club this week, you know what I'm saying, so definitely can't wait to get into a little bit of that. And I'm doing 9 miles with them. Yeah, Friday, because I was, you know, if you guys been watching the last couple episodes, I've been trying to figure out the balance. If I should do the topics first, or if I should do the recap first, or whether or not I should like interchange between topic and recap back and forth. And it's just one of those things. I feel like it just depends on the flow of the episode. Like today's flow of the episode, I think I'm gonna kind of go recap and then go into the movies and stuff, because let's just talk about how for the first 2 weeks of February there wasn't really that many movies when each weekend will come, but now all of a sudden this weekend, or at least let me not say there wasn't that many movies. It wasn't that many movies that I found interesting or worth watching, and then all of a sudden this weekend they want to drop 4 movies, like 4 bangers. And if you guys want to know which the movies it were, I talked about them in the last episode. But out of the 4 movies, there was 3 that I was really interested in, that I really wanted to see, or I guess you could say I had 2 that I really wanted to see, one that I got later interested in, and then one that I wanted to see because Liam Neeson was in it. So the movie I really wanted to see, of course, was Crime 101, Go, and then I got later on put on to Don't Worry, Have Fun, and Don't Die, and then the something with Liam Neeson where they had to like basically like keep something inside. So if you guys know anything about my schedule, I work out 5 times a week. I go to the gym 5 times a week. I work 5 times a week. I work out 5 times a week, and I go to school 2 times a week, and I try my best to rest 2 times a week too, and I stream. I do all that stuff. So for me, watching movies only could really fall on the weekends, like Thursday on. And I really try my best to watch movies on Thursdays because I'm off on Thursdays, but I'm only off because I have class. So after I usually record the podcast, I go to class and stuff like that. After I go to class, I go watch a movie, you know what I'm saying? And then I come back home, or I come back home and upload the video, or I do vice versa. So usually I like to do that because it gives me open room. Like my shift schedules always leave me put me off at all times, in my opinion, compared to when the movies come out. So I might be off at, I don't think there's nothing wrong with saying what time I'm off, but I'll be off at 8:30, and then the movie time won't be till 9:30. The movie time won't be till 10 o'clock, or the movie won't be till like 7 something. So it's like a nigga is off, and I could go watch the movie, but I had to be either willing to, because I can't watch the movie before, because I can't leave work early. Imagine leaving work early, go see a movie. That's crazy. And I'm not getting paid for that, you know what I'm saying? No. So I always make sure to finish my shift, and then the movie is a freaking hour. And then mind you, like I said, if you guys don't know, and it's so funny because I thought I was wrong for doing this, being repetitive, I guess you could say. But shout out to Academics, he said it. Sometimes you gotta just imagine that whoever's watching this is the first time they're watching it. So sorry to you guys that already know how it goes on here, but I gotta walk some of the new people in. You feel me? So with that being said, if a movie is saying it's at 9:30, it's really at 10 o'clock, because there's a 25 to 30 minute window for the movie previews. So now that I know all that good stuff and I know how that works, I plan my movie seeing times accordingly. And because I'm off at 8:30, the movie theaters don't really rock with me. They're usually, like I said, at 10 o'clock. And one thing about it is not that I don't want to see a movie late. I mean, I don't want to see a movie late, but it affects the workout the next day. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like a nigga just trying to go to sleep because I just want to sleep. Of course I want some sleep. You know what I mean? Who doesn't want to sleep? But it's because I know I'm going to have to wake up early the next day, and I don't want to already cut short on the already short amount of sleep I'm already having. You know what I'm saying? So it's a method to the madness. You feel me? So I had to take a sacrifice. I had to make that choice, because even till yesterday, I was still trying to find a way to go see that Don't Worry, Be Happy, Don't Die, because I wanted to talk about it with you guys. I ain't gonna lie. And I ain't seen nobody reviewed it, so I'm guessing not that many niggas even was fucking with it. So I low-key was, I ain't gonna lie, I would have been one of the few niggas that would have been able to talk about it, you know what I'm saying? And I would have been able, you know what I mean? I love being exclusive, you feel me? Everything I do is exclusive. So when I seen that shit, I really was like, I just had to take a choice, because I want to, I have to be able to deliver.
I have to be able to deliver this product to you guys. So if I'm not gonna be able to be up on time, that'll be a problem. You know what I'm saying? Because then it's gonna fuck up everything else for the rest of the day. So we just only ended up seeing Crime 101 and Goat, and then those will be the two movies that I'll talk about today. And then I also seen the most two recent episodes of Jujutsu Kaisen. If I'm not mistaken, maybe I didn't see the second one. Hold on, am I wrong? I might have actually not seen the second one. What the hell? Oh yeah. Oh, so now Crunchyroll, and it's not that I've been avoiding talking about this, but it's just one of those things where it's just like charged to the game. Crunchyroll now, they took away a payment, or they took away subscription. Let me add that to the topic list real quick. Crunchyroll new updates. So Crunchyroll now does not have a free version of it now. So you only could get on Crunchyroll, you have to pay for Crunchyroll, which I find is so weird. And then now, even with the yes.
Do you want to move your cat to the front?
Okay.
No, if not, I can put the trash there because I'm just asking.
I might as well just move my car. Oh, I was supposed to pause it. I wasn't supposed to end it. Edit. Give me 1 second, guys. You know it's I'm telling you, it's so funny, bro. I always be thinking I don't have to move my car, but I always have to move my car. Effective. All right. So, like I was saying, yeah. So, Crunchyroll took away the free subscription, so now everybody got to be a paid member, and I thought that was already weird, but I didn't really say too much about it or have too much an opinion about it because I'm already paying for it. So it's like it doesn't really affect me in a sense because it's one of those things where it's like, oh, it doesn't bother me because I'm already paying anyway, type shit. So I was like, okay, well, shit. I guess people gotta pay now if you want to use Crunchyroll. Cool. Then all of a sudden, when I paid my bill this month for Crunchyroll, they said they're raising my shit from $11.99 to $13.99. Mind you, I had the super mega fan, or I guess the biggest mega fan, whatever super mega fan it is. I had that one at first, and that one comes with like a gift. Like they send you like a little package each year, and that one's pretty dope. But I thought it was unnecessary because of just the pricing. I was like, okay, or because what I get with it, I didn't think it was like it didn't. I didn't think it made sense of like paying for it. I was like, you know what? Nah, I should just what you call it, just keep it with the normal fan, I guess, But now they made the normal fan, they raising it $2. So imagine that. You cancel out the free subscription and then you jump it up $2. And I don't know why I didn't peep that Crunchyroll and Sony were like this. Like, I don't know why I didn't realize that. Like, Sony, because basically what I'm saying is, Sony, when they own something, they don't play about, like, making sure niggas know that. But let's see real quick. Let's see, because if anything, we could just start straight from Friday. Oh, so on Thursday, I actually did something kind of cool. Not nothing really cool, but I got some ramen. I went to Ramen Yamadea. So shout out to Ramen Yamadea. I got some chicken ramen from there. Fire. Been craving it for a little minute, so it was really nice. So it was a pretty good Thursday. You know what I'm saying? Went to get some ramen, got some movie, and then, your boy, you guys know I keep it 100 on here. I just realized this week I got some more healing to do, man. Your boy got some more healing to do, so I'm finna just focus on just trying to do that and just get myself in a better state to where I can really like deal with people better. Because maybe it's because it was like, you know what I'm saying, Valentine's coming up, but I was just sensitive, man. I was just sensitive. I was just looking being a little wuss. But like I said, on Thursday, just got Ramen Yamadea, and then that's when I seen Crime 101. So we could get into Crime 101 since we're on Thursday. So what is Crime 101? Crime 101 is this one movie that has Chris Hemsworth, Halle Berry, and what you call it? Let me see. And Mark Ruffalo, because I was like, I wanted to say Hulk, but I didn't want to be wrong. But nah, Crime 101 is a gritty LA crime thriller following an elusive, methodical jewel thief, Chris Hemsworth, targeting deep. And it's so funny. Maybe I'm just nervous. Crime 101 2026 is a gritty LA crime thriller following an elusive, methodical jewel thief, Chris Hemsworth, targeting dealers across the 101 freeway. As he plans one final massive heist, he is pursued by a relentless, intuitive detective, Mark Ruffalo, and becomes involved with the disillusioned insurance broker, Halle Berry. Key plot points: the thief's method. Mike Davis, because that's what Chris Hemsworth's character is called, is a disciplined thief who avoids violence and uses specialized knowledge to target high-end jewelers. The investigation. Detective Lou Lube? Because I'm like, this nigga's name is Lube? Detective Lou Lubesnick. What in the ditty? Ruffalo links a series of unsolved robberies to a single person, despite police theories blaming cartels. The stakes. The thief seeks a final score to retire, but his plans are complicated by a volatile younger rival, Barry Cogan. The intersection. The narratives of the thief, the detective, and the insurance broker, Halle Berry, collide as all three reach personal and professional breaking points. I like this. Mind you, I'm going to give you guys my deep dive into it, but I'm giving you guys just the blueprint of it. Of course, spoilers ahead. Gotta just let the people that don't know what a spoiler is know ahead of time. The secret word of today is going to be 5-star. The conflict. The film focuses on the tension between the characters' personal lives and their professional actions, culminating in a high-stakes finale. The film is directed by Bart Layton and based on a short story by Don Winslow. So that's nice. So now I'm going to give you guys my opinion on it. I was over here typing something wrong. GOAT 2026 synopsis. Almost put that wrong. My apologies, y'all. Excuse me. My apologies. Had to cough. But yes. So somehow, some way, I don't know what happens. Like I've been doing so good on the other days. Like any other day of the week, I go see a movie and nigga be on time. But for some reason, on these Thursdays, these past 2 Thursdays, I noticed I've been coming to the movie late. Like when I've been feeling like I should be there on time. Mind you, usually I'll be late going to the movie because I get some food or something to eat. But this time I didn't. I mean, like I've noticed the last 2 times I went to the movies, I've been getting my food after I left the movie theater. So I don't know. Maybe the landscape process. I'm just taking too long with that, and that just overall is added to the traffic. Because I noticed that the last 2 times, like I said, I be thinking I'm gonna walk into the movie while it's doing the previews, and I walk in while the movie's already started. So I kind of miss a little bit of the introduction. But when I get there, the part that I see, I'm basically seeing Chris Hemsworth's character, Mike. I'm seeing him we're showing him doing a crime. We're showing him doing one of the robberies and how he's very methodical, how he's very careful, how he makes sure he doesn't harm anybody. He knows what like he. So they show us his process. You know what I'm saying? The nigga he'll rob you. You know what I'm saying? Have his mask on. Make sure you don't leave no DNA, no trace. You know what I'm saying? He'll show you something like, hey, I know where your people stay, so just cooperate because I already got people at your people's. But all that he's just very calculated with the information he gets on the person that he's robbing. So he'll make sure he knows the person very well, so that way when he robs them, he knows basically like psychologically what to make them cooperate quicker. And I'm saying that as because, you know, instead of me, you know, being like, oh, this is what he does and then explain it, you know, like I said, because I really, that too, you know what I'm saying, your boy's trying to become more professional. So I'm going to just try to keep it to a short 10-minute section with each movie. So we're only going to talk about this movie for 10 minutes, and we're only going to talk about Go for 10 minutes as well. So I ain't going to do my long-winded full movie breakdown because, you know, at the end of the day, you guys still got to go see the movie. So I really just want to give you guys my movie review that's not constricted on the 3-minute interview, because if you follow me, like I said, if you guys follow me on my social media, it's so funny because I be wanting to, you know, like I said, I promote my own stuff, so this is all sponsored by me. So, you know, sponsored by K-Stacks, sponsored by Caduce. Make sure you guys go check out his stuff. You know, make sure you guys follow K-Stacks to P on TikTok. Make sure to follow Staydownla on YouTube. We just got to 103 subscriptions, bro. We're just at 100 subs last week. We're at 103 Scorpions this week. Let's just clap it up for that. So, big shout out to Caduce. Big shout out to K-Stacks, man. You know, thank you guys for supporting the channel. Thank you guys for supporting me. And thank you guys for believing in the vision. You know what I'm saying? Like, without them niggas, like, you know what I'm saying, like, funding this, I don't even know how this, you know what I'm saying, will be even possible and stuff. So, thank you. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, because I have those constraints on TikTok, TikTok only, not that I care too much about being viewed, you know what I'm saying, but I do kind of want to make sure I keep the retention rate. I do want to kind of keep you guys' attention. So they say keep the videos less than 3 minutes, and then that'll keep it good. So usually my TikTok movie reviews are less than 3 minutes, and I don't really go into it as much as I would like to. Even though it's supposed to be spoiler free, I still like to give, you know, a good explanation of the movie type thing. But like I said on here, I'm just trying to keep it 10 minutes, straight to the point, tell you guys what I think about it, why I think you guys should watch it, the score, the sound, the ambiance, all that good stuff, you know what I'm saying? So without further ado, I'll continue to talk about Crime 101. So like I said, we're seeing how Chris Hemsworth's character works. Like, we're pretty much being shown how the situation was one of those things where he's usually very careful, and even in the situation where he was careful, you know what I'm saying, like, the robbery still kind of could have went bad. So after the robbery kind of went, or goes bad, let's just call it a spade, it goes bad, but he successfully gets away alive, he being so, I guess, superstitious, he just felt like, you know, this is a sign that I might not have that much time left in this game of robbing niggas, you know what I'm saying? So he has someone that I guess you could say is the middleman. So it seems, or the way that it was presented later on in the movie, it looks like Chris Hemsworth figures out his own scores and figure out, like, he'll decide, okay, I want to go rob this place, and then he'll come to the middleman and be like, okay, this is the plan, this is what we're going to do, and I guess the middleman is able to, type shit, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm sorry, y'all. I need to not be cursing right now. I'm sorry, Allah. I'm sorry. So, he will, and then get the merchandise. So, let's just say he steals some diamonds. So, he'll find out somebody that's delivering some jewelry, tell them, hey, I'm K-Stacks, Caduce. I got a new place I want to rob. All I need you to do is, you know what I'm saying, like, be able to sell the diamonds, you know what I'm saying, to be able to get the money. And then Caduce is like, yeah, I can sell the diamonds, you know, but I'm going to just need a cut too, you know, type stuff. So I go do the crime, you know what I'm saying, get away with it. I pull up to Caduce. I give Caduce what he needs to get. He gives me the money, and then we go about our day. So Chris Hemsworth, he's been very good. He's been very nice, but he, you know what I'm saying, he's very off the grid. He's very, like, low key. So, like, we're then kind of like showing Mark Ruffalo's character like saying like how like yeah, like I've been noticing there's been a string of robberies, and like one thing has been common: this guy doesn't hurt nobody, is on the 101 freeway, and he doesn't leave no evidence. I think we got a serial robber. I think we got a case on our hands. And then everybody else on the team is kind of like, bro, we is not trying to hear that. Like, you could tell the rest of the police force is kind of on some like, and I guess, you know, I told you guys already, Hollywood don't be trying to hide it anymore. They just be telling us how these people really be operating, and it's just up to us to believe them that either they're exaggerating or it is what we're seeing it to be. Because in this occasion, I feel like it's true. I feel like police officers really don't be trying to like really solve crimes. Bro, I was telling you guys when I seen the movie with Jamie Foxx and Gerald Butler, and how in that movie, even back then, they were talking about how like it's not really about solving cases. It's not really about like that. It's like how my numbers looking, my G. Like I'm trying to have the best numbers in the force. Like it really seemed like Mark Ruffalo's character really has a good case, or a good, you know, like the synopsis says, he has good intuition, or he has a strong belief and a strong case here, right? But the rest of the force and the leader of the lieutenant, they don't really care. You know what I'm saying? They're not really trying to do all that, I guess, because they just feel like, I don't know, because the way Mark Ruffalo was doing it, I'm not even trying to be on some like, oh, I'm on the Fed side. It seemed like what he was saying seemed pretty on par, right? It just seemed like they just didn't want to try to risk it. It just seemed like the police force was like, what if we're wrong? And it's like, well, what if you guys are right? Like, this nigga is kind of on point. The nigga's been robbing the 101. He doesn't hurt nobody. He does it this. He does it like that. He does it like that. Like, we have enough. Like, there was enough stuff that was all there to where it was like, it's no longer a coincidence. Like, we can either follow up on this or not. So then, we're then shown Halle Berry's character, right? First of all, scenery, amazing. The way the movie looked was really nice. The cinematography was on point. I loved the way that they really showed LA. Like, it wasn't like it says gritty, but it's not like on some like dirty shit. Like, they didn't, you know what I'm saying? I guess they didn't show the too real side of LA, but they showed like they portrayed LA in a nice way, in the sense that like on camera it looked visually appealing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I liked what I was seeing. And it's just nice, you know. It's like I said, as LA native, it's just always good, especially when they show the beach and stuff like that. I always fuck when they show the beach, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, yeah, this is what niggas, this is why we live out here, you know what I'm saying? So then we're showing Halle Berry's character, and like, I didn't even peep it at first because maybe I just find Halle Berry so attractive, but she was supposed to be the representation of the old lady that doesn't understand that her time is up. I know, right? They use Halle Berry to show like oldness in a sense. Like, y'all don't know black don't crack. If you guys can't bring out a model and then say we're gonna use this at the Notre Dame, like, come on, fool, or the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Like, this is an attractive ass person. It's gonna be kind of hard to show that, but I guess in a sense you see it because of her attire. To me, you know, what's so funny. That's how I know I just find her so attractive. I just thought because she's Halle Berry, because she works at she's an insurance broker. And remember, I told you guys last episode I was coming up with theories about the movie. Some of my theories are on point, some of my theories are not on point. My theory about how like pretty much she insures art was on point though. So like the premise of the movie is there's this couple that's getting married. And Halle Berry wants to insure them because they want to basically do some stuff off the books that if they insure it, the insurance company gets a lot of money for doing it. Chris Hemsworth comes in the picture because he wants to rob the nigga because the couple wants to give party favors, or I guess you could say gifts to the guests, wedding gifts of diamonds. And they want to just rich people doing rich shit. They want to give diamonds at their wedding, and they're like, oh yeah, so we're going to do it off the books. We're going to give it in person, you know what I'm saying? And they have cash, you know what I'm saying? So they have like $11 million in cash and like diamonds on top of that. So Chris Hemsworth's like, oh, this is a good lick right here. And then Mark Ruffalo comes in because he's like, I'm trying to figure out who this nigga is that's been robbing all these places. And it just so happens to lead them to all that. So that's how they all get connected. They're all, the thing they have in common, or the thing, I guess you could say the thing they have in common is the married couple, but it's not obvious to them that they all have that in common at first. Like, Chris Hemsworth comes to Halle Berry because he realizes, okay, she's an insurance broker, she could give me information on them. Like, we see Chris Hemsworth's process of how he stakes out the crimes. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be honest, shout out to Rockstar. It was given GTA. It was given very much, this is a mission that I'm prepping with Lester, and we finna go, I'm finna, you know what I'm saying, I gotta do some prep work, I gotta meet with a couple niggas, I gotta go hack, I gotta steal a couple shit, I gotta get a couple key cards, I gotta get a couple IDs, and then I do the actual heist, you know what I'm saying, and then it's like, if I'm lucky enough, I could get out of there, and then, you know, just keep living, because it's one of those where it's just like, but I guess that's why they were showing Mark Ruffalo's side of the police force. I guess it's the stale saying of, like, if they wanted to, they would. Like, if the police wanted to solve the crime, they could solve the crime. But because I guess they, Chris Hemsworth's Mike, he knows that they're not really that inclined to really solve it because there's no deaths involved. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe it's because he wasn't using any deadly force. He knows that they're gonna charge it to the game, and which is true. You know what I'm saying? As someone that has had his car broken into and had stuff stolen from his car, I already don't want to call the police when my car would get broken into anyway. So I don't. So no, don't get into it. I ain't do it. But where I get broken into, I always be like, oh, like, you guys got cameras, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get it back in blood. So as somebody that doesn't want to interact with the police anyway, I could only imagine that, like, you know, like that. As someone that knows how the police deal with stolen goods anyway, they're usually only motivated by how severe the crime is. You know what I'm saying? So if it's not that severe of a crime, they gonna take their time. But if it's a severe crime, they gonna hurry up and find them. You feel me? That's a bar. That's a bar. Somebody give me a, come on, man, give my own self a clap. So yeah. So pretty much we're seeing how, like, after the robbery, because like I said, I'm not going to sit here and give every scene, but I still got to give you guys a summary, because now I'm pretty much want to get you guys to, like, how it ends and, like, how it, like, works out, the realistic, unrealistic, and then just, like I said, my overall thoughts. So where does this, because I keep pronouncing his name wrong, I'm sorry, John Yeba or something like that. What's his name? What is 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 his name? Then you say, then you can say, then you can see. So that's, you know, because like I said, it's different for the people that's watching me. It's okay for me to be silent. But for the audio listeners, I don't want to be silent for you guys, because you guys will be like, is this thing still on? Yeah, so my bad, y'all. Barry Cogan. So, after basically Chris, because I'm like, do I want to, sometimes I feel like it's easier for you guys to keep track of the characters when I say the actors' names. But if you guys would like me to say the characters' names, just let me know in the chat. Not in the chat, but I guess in the comments of the Spotify and stuff. Like, if you guys prefer it like this, let me know. But if you guys would like me to call them the characters for the movie, let me know as well. But I'm gonna just say their real name. So Hemsworth, after he pretty much has a life or death experience, he goes to his plug, the person that, you know, he basically goes to Lester. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, for all my GTA players, he pretty much goes to Lester and he's like, Lester, bro, I ain't gonna lie, that last one was kind of too easy. It was kind of too close, and I think I'm done. But Lester and me and him, like Lester and Chris Hemsworth, before, because I guess that's what it was, right? I guess the trick of the movie, or the premise of the movie, was the whole catalyst, or I guess you could say the catalyst of the movie was the beginning of the movie. Had that situation never happened, I guess we would have seen Chris Hemsworth just keep on robbing. But because he went through that life or death experience so early in the movie, or not say early in the movie, but that was like what we seen him going through. I guess that is what causes the sudden pivot and his change in attitude of wanting to even be a thief anymore. Because when he goes and tells the plug like, "Hey, I don't want to do this anymore," the plug is like, "All right, like cool." But as soon as Hemsworth leaves, because they put Hemsworth, I'm gonna just call him Chris. As soon as Chris leaves, the guy calls and he's like, and I guess he was calling Barry's character, but at the time I couldn't tell he was calling Barry's character. It didn't seem like he was calling Barry's character, but he pretty much just calling Barry's character. He's like, "Hey, bro, like basically like meet me here. Like I got this guy that was supposed to do something for me, but the way he's acting, he's giving that he's kind of scared. I've seen this before. Pull up on me." So then Barry pulls up on him. We see Barry, and like I said, maybe I'm just way more perceptive of people. Like Barry's character is on a motorcycle pretty much the whole movie. Yet everybody acts as if like they can't find out who he is. Like if this just been one common nigga on his motorcycle, I feel like I would be able to tell. But I don't know. They make it seem like he's able to just follow people without people being able to know. And I'm like, one thing about people in LA, we know when a motorcycle is behind us, bro. At least I know. I be knowing when a motherfucking motorcycle on me. I don't play that shit. Some niggas be trying to cut through and all that stuff, and it's like, nah, bro, come on, fool. I'm trying to get to where I gotta go safely too, gang. Let's start there. So Barry's character basically gets in the car with the plug, and he's like, "Okay, hey, I got this crime for you to do. I got this robbery. Go to where was it? Was it San Bernardino or at the beach? Where was it? 'Cause I think I wrote it down. I want to say I wrote it down. But pretty much the beach is like a very big area of, you know what I'm saying? Like that's where a lot of the, you know, like they said, it's around the 101. So that's a very big thing. But pretty much Barry character, so we done seen Chris Hemsworth character rob somebody. Now we're about to see how Barry character robs someone. This nigga, and I'm saying this like and this is what really made it turn into GTA for me. He was really doing a solo heist. Like he really walks into there, is already discombobulated, and it's so funny because I don't know. I was just like, what was your plan? The goal was for him to rob somebody that was holding the jewelry, but the person that was holding the jewelry had the jewelry handcuffed to him. And my whole thing was, you didn't plan that going into there? Because when he goes into there, he has the element of surprise. He gets on him. He has everybody all basically like cooperating with him. But the issue starts when he's trying to now get the case. And he's like, "Where's the key? Where's the key?" And the nigga's like, "The key's in the car." And in my head, I'm like, bro, I know dang well you're not about to go to the car, get the key, come back. That's an easy setup. So we see Barry's aggression, and he's like, bing, smacks him with the gun. He's like, "Bro, stop playing with me, bro. Where's the key at?" And the guy's like, "The key's on my neck," or "The key's on my cheek, on my foot, on my neck, or somewhere, pretty much on him." So he gives him the key. He unlocks the case. He gets the jewelry, but then I guess he gets greedy, and he's like, "You know what? Fuck that. I'm in a jewelry store. Give me some of the jewelry." Okay, cool. Robs the jewelry store, gets all the jewelry, and he's like, "Okay, I'm good." Now comes the issue of leaving. He did not know that the door is by press the button. So, and there was a baby there too. Like it was a lot going on during this robbery, and if we're being honest, like I said, the heist went wrong, but somehow, I guess due to just slow police response, he was able to get away, because that's the only reason that I feel like he didn't get caught right then and there. He didn't do a good job. That guy is terrible. Like the whole time, if anything, maybe he started getting better because the guy in the car, the plug, told him like, "Hey, you not like," because Barry, I guess, had a dad that worked in the company before. So that's how he's into it. And the nigga's like, "Oh yeah, you know, your dad used to be cold. Your dad's a cold ass nigga." And he's like, "Oh, like, I'm like my dad." And he's like, "Nah, you're not like your dad." But maybe after you do this heist, we can see you like your dad. So when he did the heist, I said, yeah, you definitely not like your father. I already had that like kind of like planned out and knew. But then, Chris Hemsworth randomly, right? And I thought this was Loki like, I thought this was a setup. I'll be honest. I was convinced that the FBI had figured out, or Mark Ruffalo had already figured out who Chris Hemsworth's character was, and because they couldn't just get him regularly, they sent the woman. Because basically, the life or death situation happens, and Chris Hemsworth is like, okay, I want to stop Robin, and this random lady gets into a car accident with him on the street, and I guess she's so beautiful that he wants her just on first look. Bro, the whole situation, the whole scenario, right, was so cringy and awkward that I was convinced she had to be a Fed. I told myself, I said, bro, you're telling me this lady crashes into you. She happens to be in her boss's car, so because he was also, like I said, he does crime. So he's like, I'm not trying to exchange no information with you, lady. Like, and I'm thinking she purposely is telling him shit that's gonna force him to have to share information. Nigga, we even see a police car drive by, and I'm like, oh, this nigga's cooked. He's cooked, chat. He's done, chat. But somehow, some way, they share each other's information. They leave, go about their day, and then Chris Hemsworth gets home and he's like, you know what? I want to ask her to dinner. And I'm thinking, right? I'm like, okay, so now Chris Hemsworth is like, yeah, I'm finna use her to my advantage and use her part of the crime. No, this guy really wants to try to get to know her. And my whole thing was like, or maybe, because when they go out to eat, he takes her to an expensive restaurant, but I guess he doesn't go on that many dates. So he just takes her there because he thinks that's what he's supposed to do. Nigga like me. Sounds very relatable. Sounds very familiar. So he takes her there, and then after he takes her there, she's like, I ain't gonna lie, this is kind of out my range, and like we kind of don't seem like we really have a lot in common. So she said, I have a rule. If it feels wrong, I just stop. And I was like, you know what, that's a nice rule. I might need to add that. But she was like, yeah, if it feels wrong, I just stop. I don't continue. And he was like, I'll be honest, I've never been to this restaurant either. I just was just like, I thought that's where you bring, people to, He's just trying to make a good impression. So I just thought it would be a good place to bring you to. And especially as a guy with money, sidebar, don't be like that, fellas. Don't be the nigga that just gets money and just starts taking girls or starts doing expensive shit. As you can see, if she's not on that, don't do that. Don't overextend yourself, because quite literally, he was like, oh, so where would you want to go? And then, they went to get some tacos. But I don't know. Sometimes I be hearing that girls don't like. I'm going down PTSD. I'm basing my comment off of an experience I had. There was one girl I was dealing with one time, or one person that I was dealing with one time. And I don't think she told me this directly, but what I got around from what she was trying to get, or I guess you could say reading between the lines, was that she was annoyed with how much I would make her have to come up with our dates or our stuff to do. But the whole time I was just on some shit like, I was just on some stuff like, I don't really do much, and I just, we could just stay at home if it was up to me all day. So because you like to do stuff and stuff to do, you could just lead the charge, I'll pay, we'll go and stuff. But like, as far as like original ideas, there wasn't that many original ideas. I was just kind of just doing what she would, we would just kind of do whatever she would want to do. And I didn't have no problem with it. I wasn't complaining, but she kind of was like on some shit like, yeah, like, I like a guy who could kind of like come up with stuff. So I thought it was funny because when the Chris Hemsworth scene happened, I was like, that's how I know this is a movie, because a girl, like I said, I thought to myself, I said, girls don't be wanting niggas to do that. They don't want guys to be like, oh, so where should we go? They want you to know where to go. But I thought it was cute in that situation, because I'm like, it makes sense what she would say, like, that he would ask her, because it's like, oh, I brought us here. This not your type, and this not my type of place either. So where would you really type of go? So they went to get some tacos. So when they got to get some tacos, that's when he sees on the TV the crime that Barry Cogan's character does. So when he's seen a crime, he hits up the plug. He's like, "Hey, bro, like, what's up with you, bro? Like, that crime that I just seen on TV, that was mine. That was my score." And he's like, "Oh, your score? I didn't know that. I didn't know we was calling dibs." And then Chris Hemsworth is like, "All right, bet. Just, I thought we was cool, but just because you want to be like this, all right, bet. The next time you do some shit like this, we done." And the plug like, "Huh? ¿Qué pasa? Who are you talking to?" And the plug low, he start feeling type of way. He's like, nah. That's what we not finna do, bro. You ain't finna come here and start talking to me and start threatening me any type of way. And then we don't see him anymore for like low key like half the movie. But pretty much, the plug basically texts Barry and it's like, Chris is not gonna tell me his next score, so just follow him and then just figure out how he does it and just get it. And quite literally, as methodical as Chris Hemsworth's character is seen to be, he literally easily, in my opinion, gets so easily followed by the Barry character that the Barry character, okay, Chris Hemsworth, like I said, he has a hacker nigga that helps him find out the information. The Barry character finds out who that is. Chris Hemsworth talks to Halle Berry. The Barry character finds out about who that is. Like, bro, that, like, if anything, it was gonna have to be Chris Hemsworth's last crime because the niggas that you was doing it with, at least the hacker nigga, I don't think he gonna want to work with you anymore anyway. We don't even see what freaking Barry does to him, right? They bring back and he's been kind of killing it recently. If you guys seen War on Worlds with Ice Cube, the gentleman that played the Amazon driver that played the boyfriend or the husband to be, and Roger Rules, that guy, he's been doing his shit. He's in this movie as well, and he's a nerd. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have no Amazon Prime on this time around, thank God. So he's on some shit where he's like, okay, yeah. So he's working with Chris Hemsworth. He basically gets money, and he can hack into these people's information, and then he'll put the information on a drive, and then give it to the person. So Barry, you know what I'm saying, finds out that that's how Chris Hemsworth gets the information, goes to that nigga house, and just beats him up, and then we don't really see nothing follow up from it, but I'm guessing we find out that he gets some information. Then I guess Barry sees Chris Hemsworth and Halle Berry talking. He goes to Halle Berry's house, and he beats her up. And mind you, Chris Hemsworth just got Halle Berry to agree to do the crime with him. So it's so weird. Like I said, like Halle Berry's character is pivotal in the movie, but some of her decision making just made me think to myself, like, why even get involved anyway? Because the moment that basically she's you know what I'm saying, she gets beat up, respectfully, I agree with her though, she goes and snitches. And it was just so funny because it's like, you're telling me the only reason Mark Ruffalo would even know Chris Hemsworth is because Barry Cogan beats up Halle Berry after she's just so happens to deal with Chris Hemsworth. So is Chris Hemsworth, you know what I'm saying, like, pretty much, yeah, like Chris Hemsworth looking could have got away with this if Barry Cogan didn't fuck it up. I'm sorry. If Barry Cogan didn't mess up the plan, and he wasn't, and that's what I'm saying, his goal wasn't to mess up the plan. His goal was to steal the crime. Like, pretty much when Chris Hemsworth was to be complete with the task, the Barry character was supposed to rob the robber basically. But because Barry's methods were just so aggressive and just like so ridiculous, it just was causing so much issues for the whole thing. And that's why I feel like ultimately I kind of could peep from the start that, okay, well, whereas at first they thought it was Chris Hemsworth's the only possible suspect, once Barry Cogan character did the crime with the jewelry store, I feel like he kind of made himself the fall guy now. Because now we already have this one guy who we kind of have a description of, or I guess you could say, yeah, we already have an outline of a guy. He doesn't hurt people. He doesn't do this. He doesn't do that. He doesn't do that. Now, somebody else entered the picture that does a crime along the same place that, let's say, for example, like we had an idea that A, B, C. Okay, he's robbed A, he's robbed B. The next place he's going to rob is C. So C does get robbed, but the person that robbed C goes off script and doesn't do what person A was doing. So it's like, everything else matches, but the way he went about it doesn't match. So I already kind of knew. I said, oh, well, if I was Chris Hemsworth, I thought Chris Hemsworth was going to be the type of person to think like this. But I was like, I would sacrifice Barry. Not sacrifice, but like, I would throw this nigga under the bus. Like, since you want to come and try to get in a piece of my action, how about I go rob this place successfully, and then I'll let you be the one to get caught. And then you just take all... Because it seemed like the Chris Hemsworth's goal was like, I want to rob something large enough so I can have enough money so I can say I'm out of the game and settle down with this girl that crashed into me, that rear-ended me. That's literally was Chris Hemsworth's motivation. I almost got killed, and after that, I just realized, you know what I'm saying? I can't do this shit forever. That's what made you realize, okay. Hey, but I'm glad you wised up. But then once the girl was like... Because the girl was pretty much... It's just, like I said, I'm not going to sit here and do a whole deep dive. Overall, I give the movie a 4.5 out of 5. It's just certain story plots and certain things that I just feel like they could have did more with. I ain't going to lie. Because I don't want to spoil the ending. I feel like the ending is interesting. But I liked it. That's why I'm giving it such a high score. Because I actually did enjoy the ending. But I was like, I feel like there's going to be a part 2. Like, don't quote me on it, but quote me on it if they do have it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's going to be a Crime 101 part 2. Like I said, I gave Crime 101 4.5 out of 5. I enjoyed it. I definitely recommended it. Chris Hemsworth, Halle Berry, Mark Ruffalo, Barry Keoghan, they all did exceptionally well in the movie, and I feel like they all kind of like really sold it. So I definitely recommend it. I feel like you guys should watch it. So now on Friday, I woke up at 4:41 a.m. You know what I'm saying? Used the restroom, did my affirmations. On my to-do list, I decided to make a TikTok movie review, fix my bike seat, buy some hand sanitizer. So me and my twin, we ended up doing a run hike and stuff. Okay, yeah. Because, like I said, I'll be honest with you guys too. It'd be hard for me to cap. Like, the reason my daily recaps, I guess you could say, have been a little off. You guys know. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know. When you're doing something that you don't want to talk about because you don't want to say anything about it because pretty much, you know what I'm saying, I ain't trying to put it on wax. You know what I'm saying? Shit be going on, and I've been putting it in my journal, but I just ain't been putting it on socials or like any one of my platforms because I'm too P for that. So don't get it twisted. The reason the nigga talking a little more this week is because I think that is that. So it is what it is and it ain't what it ain't. You feel me? So I'm gonna just put it like that. You feel me? But big shout out to my twin Donovan because, oh boy. So we were supposed to go do a hike on Friday. We was actually supposed to do a bike ride on Friday. But because my bike seat was messed up from the last bike ride, I decided I didn't go get my bike seat fixed in time, so we couldn't even go do it. So we decided to go to our normal hike area, but we was like, my twin was like, why don't we jog it? So, boy, why did we really jog the whole thing? And it's so funny because it's like a 3 mile thing, but it's a mountain. You know what I'm saying? It's a mountain. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a hike. You know what I mean? So we're jogging in and shit. We're jogging and stuff. I'm so sorry, Allah. I'm so sorry. I'm working on it. It's funny because when I first started making a podcast, I was censoring myself. And I feel like I just got to the point where I don't censor myself. But because it's Ramadan, I'm like, wait, Kudus, you gotta re-censor. You feel me? Gotta re-censor myself. But we ended up doing it. It's like a 3 mile, you know what I'm saying, stretch and stuff. And for some reason, I don't know. Maybe, like I said, maybe the mountain and then just the elevation and just the terrain mixed with my shoes, you know. I try my best not to make no excuses, you know. No excuse, just produce. But your boy was going through it. I was definitely going through it. And it's always funny I feel like when you work out consistently and then you start like seeing like, okay, dang, I'm kind of plateauing, but then you do a workout that like shows you, dang, okay, here I was thinking I'm super strong, but this workout just whipped my ass or whipped my butt. I don't think ass is like a really curse word, but this workout just whipped my butt. Yeah, I definitely still have some more growth, or I still have some more training to do, because we're doing it. Mind you, I've been running 8+ miles, 6+ miles, riding my bike 10+ miles all recently. So it's not like Caduce hasn't been doing nothing like really extraneous, but I ain't gonna lie. We did pregame. We did do a little bit of landscaping before the thing. And the only reason I agreed to it though, and twin, I'm not capping to this. Hey, my twin watching this, I'm not trying to say like you influenced me or something, not like that. But the only reason I agreed to it was because I thought we was just hiking. If we were just hiking and we're just walking, it's okay if I, landscape before. But because we were jogging, the landscape like shot my heart rate up so fast that I guess you could say I never warmed up the car. I just got in and started driving, so the car was overheating. The car being my body. So mentally, I feel like I should be able to handle this, but physically, and then this is like I said, also a credit to just me just learning my body more through workouts. I realized that, like I said, what I've been catching myself on recently, I've been doing recently is just on some stuff like, if my body is gonna give out, I'm not gonna push it too hard then. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll push it just enough to maintain the workout. Like, I feel like from now on, I don't work out at 100%. Like, unless it's a marathon, I'm not giving 100% when I'm doing it, because I feel like 80% is a solid enough energy output for me that allows me to have 20% reserved that could be either used to, if I want to finish strong and then just like speed up and just finish and just go crazy, or if I need to like if I just need to recover, I could pull from that 20%. I'm telling you guys, when I talk about this stuff, I really visually see this. Like, I really see my body as a temple, as a place where it's like 100% energy and I'm only using 80%. So I'm only using 80% when I work out from now on. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, I know I don't want to go too crazy and be like that first time I ran that 12 miles, I was going 100%, and I felt bad because I didn't know the whole process of running. Of like I said, it's okay to slow down when you run. Like, you don't have, like, hey, I told my twin the other day. I said, man, I told my twin yesterday, not the other day. I told my twin yesterday. Shout out Donovan. I said, hey, man, I'm okay when it comes to like running now. Like, I'm okay with like just catching my pace and just like being cool, because my whole goal is really just to finish the run and just get the pace and get the miles done. I don't need to be the fastest, you know what I'm saying? I don't need to run no 6-minute pace, you know what I'm saying? So we're jogging and I'm like, dang, I'm really feeling whooped, to the point where like the parts where I'm like I'm cool, super cool on is the downhill, you know what I'm saying? Duh. So we're doing the downhill, but the moment we finish the first round, because basically we're doing 2 rounds of the hike, but we're jogging it. So we're doing the full hike and then we're doing a shortcut. So we're doing, let's say, we're doing 100% and then 50%. So if it's a whole circle, we'll do the whole circle one time and then we're doing half the circle the second time. So we doing the first circle, and like I said, we get to the flat points. It starts off already with a hill. I eat that easily. We do the flat part, I'm cool. We get to the second hill, I'm cool. It's the third hill that kind of whoops me a little bit, and I'm like, okay, twin, hold on, I gotta catch my breath. But I managed through it, I trekked through it. Then we get to like this other part, I'm like, dang. It's like the Stairmaster, but I'm trying to move quickly. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying my best, but it is what it is. Make it up that area, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna need to take my time. I need to catch my breath a little bit. Get to the peak, and then we're like, okay, cool. I'm like, let me catch my breath one more time again, and then I'm like, okay, cool, we can run the rest. We run the rest, we finish it. I'm like, okay, let me use the restroom. As soon as we finish the restroom, we start jogging again. I was like, yeah, I don't think I could jog this next one like just that quickly. So we start walking it, and I'm like thinking I'm good, but my heart rate, I guess, just never really got back to because I'm so used to, you know what I'm saying, doing it. It's not uncomfortable per se, but it's just, it's affecting the workout quality. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could work out and be good, or I could work out and be out of breath. And I'm like, I don't do the out of breath workouts no more. So I'm like, I'm okay with catching my breath. I'm okay with taking my time. But I'm guessing I just never really properly did it. We just kept going. We was just so much in emotion that my body never really recovered till halfway through the second lap. And I'm like, because, and I'm knowing I'm gassed out because we're getting to parts where I'm like, bro, I'm looking at my legs like, come on, man, we just gotta keep going. There's a point where my twin that I had to say, like, bro, like, let's go. And I'm like, I'm thankful for him because I'm like, I don't know what it was, but it was one of those things where I'm like, I know if I just took my time, it was just like, hey, let me just take like 5 minutes to just sit down and just get myself together, I'll be good. But, you know, just time constraints, you know, I gotta go to work and stuff like that. So I just didn't want to waste time recovering. I didn't want to pause the workout. You know what I'm saying? I like to be real. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so easy. I could easily be going on Strava, get tired, pause, and then run when I get. You know what I'm saying? But there's no cap in my rap. So I'm like, nah, fuck that, bro. You right, twin. You right. I'm finna keep going. We get to the top. I have a little tears. You know what I'm saying? I thank God because I'm just like, man, like, normally this isn't this difficult, and I kind of underestimated because of how convenient it has been in the past, in the most recent times that I've done it. This route that we've done, when we hike it, I have no issue doing it on a hike to the point where I'm like, that's why I'm like I said, I'm like, I could landscape before this because I'm like, oh yeah, it's just this. Oh yeah, we're good. But running it let me know, like, oh no, this place is no joke. This thing is like, it is challenging, and like, I'm blessed to have said that I'm blessed to be in a position where I got enough muscle, I got enough strength to be able to handle it to where it is easy for me. You know what I'm saying? But this reminded me, like, it could easily be just as hard too. So we finished it off. Finish it at about 5.25 miles, 1 hour and 20 minutes at an average speed of 3.9 miles an hour. You know what I'm saying? So that was pretty good. So after that, went to the donut shop, got some donuts. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. Went to work, did my job, got off work. Then I went to go see the movie GOAT. Ended up seeing it. I don't think I say where I went to see it at. But I seen the movie GOAT. So let's talk about the movie GOAT. You feel me? So what is GOAT? GOAT 2026 is an animated sports comedy from Sony Pictures Animation, produced by and starring Stephen Curry, following Will, a small, determined goat who dreams of playing rollerball, a high-intensity, full-contact sport dominated by large animals. After a viral video of him playing against superstar main attraction Aaron Pierre, Will joins the misfit Violent Thorns, led by Jet Fillmore, Gabrielle Union. The film focuses on teamwork, overcoming adversity, and proving that size doesn't define talent. Yeah, but we're gonna be honest. Characters and cast. The team includes Archie, Rhino, David Harbour, Lenny, Giraffe, Stephen Curry. Oh, so Steph Curry was a giraffe? The giraffe character was Steph Curry? I did not know. Moto, Komodo Dragon, Nick Kroll, and Olivia Ostrich, Nicola Kogan. Plot. Will is recruited by team owner Flo, Jennifer Lewis, to revitalize the struggling Thorns. Theme. The story acts as an underdog tale, focusing on Will's impact on the jaded superstar teammate Jet, and production directed by Tyree Dilhay. It is inspired by Curry's own journey as an undersized athlete. I knew it! I said this movie has to be based on Steph Curry, because some of the things that was going on was just like, this just seems like some Steph Curry shit. Sorry, Steph Curry. So big shout out to Steph Curry. Big shout out to Crime 101. Big shout out to Chris Hemsworth. Big shout out to Mark Ruffalo, Barry Cogan, Halle Berry. And a big shout out to Steph Curry. And everybody on here. I don't know why they forgot my nigga. What's his name? Chris McLaughlin, or yeah, McLaughlin. I'm sorry, I just learned your name. too. But yes, but yeah, that's pretty much what GOAT is about. And okay, we're not trying to do that. And I really enjoyed it. I don't even gotta like get to the end of this movie to tell you guys how I felt about it. This was a 5 out of 5, but it was a surprising 5 out of 5. I did not expect myself to enjoy this movie that much. Guys, I know it's made by the same producers and the same people that worked on Spider-Man, Into the Spider-Verse, and even that movie surprised me too because as somebody that loves Spider-Man, I was jaded, as they said Jet was, by the fact that it was cartoon. I always wanted to see a real life version of Miles Morales. I just always wanted to see a black Spider-Man, period. So like when I seen Miles Morales and it was cartoonized or animated, I kind of was, I was kind of a little bummed out. But the way that they presented it, the way that they did it and executed it, I couldn't complain because I'm like, well, if that's the benefits of making a animated movie is that you could do shit that you can't do in real life and you could like really make it jump off a page per se, I'm all for it. So similarly, that happened here. So we start off and we're seeing Will character and we're seeing him pretty much like we're seeing him as a child and we're seeing where the love for the game comes off from. And it's pretty much like I could just put myself in it too. It's like being a young kid looking up to the Lakers. It's like when the Lakers was the best team ever, right? So you're young, Kobe's on the team, and Kobe's that guy. So you're young, and then, he's with his mom, and his mom has her work uniform on, and they're outside the stadium because usually they only just come out there, take a picture and stuff, and he's, like, already kind of sad because he knows that, okay, like, well, now that I got my picture, I know mom is finna go to work, so I know I'm finna, have to go back home or whatever. But she was like, actually, I have a surprise. We're actually about to go see the game live. So we actually see Will see his first Thorns game live, and then we see him like when he sees Jet, aka Gabrielle Union, and we see his character, he literally like stands up and like locks eyes, and he's like, "I'm gonna be like her one day, mom." And one thing, let me get that out the way too. I really, 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 really appreciated, loved, can't thank them enough for having a black woman be the lead in a sense like character per se. Like I feel like Gabrielle Union besides Will was like the lead character, and y'all heard my complaints about one battle after another. I feel like because like I don't know, it wasn't given Gabrielle Union was like a guy. Like I liked how even though Jet was the star player of the team, like they didn't like make her lose her feminine side. Like she's a jaguar, she's a panther. She's a Black Panther in this movie. I'm not mistaken. Jet, she's a panther. Oh God. So just seeing that, I thought that was just so dope, and it was just like I'm not saying that anybody would bat an eye, but I liked how nobody's gripe with her was the fact that she was a woman. Like there was nothing about her gender being an issue. The only reason that her character was getting any hate was because the team was on a losing streak, which I thought was such a like interesting way they took the movie, but pivotal in the sense of like there's no other way they could have executed this movie if not for the fact that was happening. Like if not for the fact that they was having a losing streak and that the whole city was losing hope, there would be no point for Will to even join the team. There'll be like a lot of the stuff that happened in the movie wouldn't be able to happen unless they were losing how they were losing. But I just thought that was so dope, you know what I'm saying? Seeing Gabrielle Union being like what I feel like Dwayne Wade. Like I feel like she embodied her husband, you know what I'm saying? Like she channeled her inner husband like as a basketball player. Like what I feel like she would imagine, or maybe what he told her was like how it was like. But it was just interesting and just seeing how like I like the way that they presented the idea of like being like a washed up basketball player, a washed up athlete, you know what I'm saying? Because in the movie we're seeing that the team keeps losing, but when you learn the reason behind why they're losing, it's just like, oh, y'all just losing because y'all not getting along and because Gabrielle Union wants to take all the shine. Like okay, like why don't we just, basically there was no passion. There was no passion anymore. They was on this losing streak. They didn't see any point in even trying to like get better. And Gabrielle Union was just like, everybody, I'm gonna just try to preserve myself. Like when the movie starts, she's so checked out that she's okay with the team being sold when the movie starts. But after the things play out, we're shown that even Will, like, we're shown Will is down bad. He works at where his mom used to work at, and he lives in a place with hamsters. And I thought it was so weird, right? I'm thinking, for one, I didn't think it was that expensive. I didn't think it was this realistic. Like, I didn't think the animal economy was just like the real life economy, because dang near everybody got Mercedes Benzes. That seemed to be the only brand name car they had. It's a Sony movie, so they had PS5s. They had no issue showing the PS5. They had no issue showing like products, but only Sony products and the Mercedes Benz, from what I seen on TV, was the only seen on the movie were the only things that were brand named. Everything else seemed to be animal named or animal branded. But I, silly ignorant me, not thinking anything of it, not thinking this guy's mom could have went through anything tragic. I was like, because the movie is showing us him working at the diner that his mom used to work at, and he's the delivery goat. But he's 3 months behind on rent. And I thought it was so interesting, because I'm like, how are you 3 months behind on rent, but you seem like you have a good job? And I thought to myself, silly me, like I said, how privileged I am to have some parents that I could fall back on. Because I thought to myself, why doesn't he just go back home and live with his mom? Like, why is he being like, I'm thinking to myself, I said, well, this is what happens when you're trying to be grown. I said, hey bro, you might as well just suck it up and go back home, because you being 3 months behind on rent, this nigga finna kick you out the house. And the hamster does. Like, it's so funny because, like, I guess he was supposed to be like a representation of like a New York landlord, because the hamster dad, like, we're seeing him like work out, and when he comes to talk to Will, we see him with like a lug nut around a chain, and I guess that's supposed to be his like jewelry. And I just thought that was so funny, because I'm like, what is he, like a mafia type boss or whatever? And he has a lot of kids. So that was really funny too. I was like, yeah, this nigga, when he said I got mouths to feed, he got mouths to feed. So he's on some shit like, hey, Will, I love you, but love ain't gonna pay the bills. Love ain't gonna put no food in these kids' mouths. So if you don't pay me by the next 2 days, you out of here. And Will was like, I got you. So in true Marty Supreme fashion, in true Uncut Gems fashion, these niggas just can't help but to gamble. These niggas just can't help but to bet. If there's been any more propaganda for why you shouldn't get a gambling addiction, I don't know what it's been. Because in my opinion, I feel like all these movies and all these shows just keep showing me, man, because I don't want to see, like, because I am a hater in a sense. Like, I am a hater because obviously if I won a lot more of my bets, if I won more than I lost, I'd probably be singing a different tune right now. But because I have lost more than I won, and I'm able to see it more objectively, I have this opinion. But I just be looking at these gamblers and these bettors like, more power to y'all. Like, I'm a live vicariously through you guys, because I just can't see myself doing it. I'm already 2 months behind on rent, I'm already a month plus behind on rent, and I don't know how much to pay this month's rent. And I somehow get an advance, or I get some money to pay said rent, but because I'm so freaking thirsty, so freaking thirsty. The freaking Aaron Pierre, basically the basketball, and that's what I like too. I liked how like it just seemed realistic, but it seemed like this art's, because let's be like this. Where Will is from is where Rollerball started. So like he's in a basically like the mecca of basketball, whatever you want to call it. So there's a new team and there's a new star player, Maine, a horse. So he's basically, they've been whooping, Jets ass. They've just been going around taking dubs. And he's like, you know what? I'm just so good. I'm finna just go back to where the throwing ball was created. I'm finna go ball up on niggas. And he pulls up there, and like, also in common theme of the movie, they don't let small animals play basketball. So anytime Will was even trying to play basketball, as soon as the Bears would see him, they would kick him out of there. But one thing I did like though, and I guess that's what they showed when Will went against the horse. They're not wrong. Like, in a sense of, Will is only good on offense for real. I'm gonna just be honest. Like, on defense against a big animal, he's cooked. He's cooked. Like, it was a good movie per se for showing like the essence of teamwork, but in the sense of like knowing your, I guess they did, you know what I'm saying, like knowing your strengths and your weaknesses. I guess you could say they did do a good job too, because that's why teamwork was so pivotal for the movie. This nigga Will was getting ran over on the court, but because, like I said, now he has a team, he can easily give the ball to somebody that could handle being ran into, you know, aka a rhino, aka a giraffe, aka an ostrich, aka Jet, a jaguar or panther. I don't know if she was a jaguar or panther, but it was just interesting. I was like, I know they're saying small. I know the point of the movie is to say smalls can ball, but I don't think smalls. It doesn't really look like they can ball. Like, it looks like they can ball, but doesn't look like they can defend. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yeah, you good on offense, but you're not good on defense. So, you know, but because of him being so good on offense, you know what I'm saying? Like, he gets a clip. Like, that's what was also very prevalent in this movie: the clipping culture and streaming culture. The way everybody and their mama had a freaking cell phone that was recording, going live, like, man, it's to the point where now, like I said, like, we're really about to see a lot of, like, real life tropes, like, current tropes in media, in movies and stuff now. Like, it's to the point where, like, it's so meta. It's so meta now. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, they had AI in the movie because they had AI making him look handsome, like, making Will's character look different. They had Reddit, I'm not mistaken. They had YouTube, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit like that. And I was just like, yeah, this movie is too real for its own good. But I liked it because it made it, like... And each animal really was behaving on their animalistic nature. Like, when Will got excited, he would do the little goat eyes, and his eyes would, like, get, like, you know... They would get distant. What did they say? What did they say with your eyes? When your eyes, his eyes are crossed. You know what I'm saying? Like the goats do. So his eyes start crossing and stuff like that when he get excited. When it was doing the goat noise. Yeah. And then, you know, unlike Marty Supreme, he went back and paid his rent. So I really like that about that. So overall, right, the premise of it was the owner of the team was seeing that, okay, look, the team is not doing that good, but we could ride it out. But once Jet said, do something to get us more clout or just to get us more motion, the owner of the team was like, you know what? I'm going to go try to find us to get us some more motion. She looks on the internet. She sees Will cross over Aaron Pierre's character, the horse. And she's like, you know what? This is going to be very controversial. Like, we're going to hire the first small, and not only we're going to hire him, we don't have no prior knowledge of this guy. Like, he's going to be just a random nigga we picked up the street. That's going to get so much headlines that, like, we might not even have to even let the nigga play on the team. Like, that's how they was looking at it. Like, the team owner's goal was just to sell tickets. Jet's goal was to try to win the championship. Will's goal was to try to win a championship and to get on the team, period. And like just to be a part of it any type of way. So when he eventually does get on the team, because it all happens kind of fast, but it doesn't happen too fast in a way that it like discombobulates the audience, where it's like, dang, this is happening so like it's happening unrealistically fast, but it's realistic for the scenario for what's playing out on screen, because it's like the team is down bad, so I could see them being so thirsty to be like, okay, this nigga just crossed over the top player in the game, in the sport right now. If we could get this nigga on our team, we would have a lot of attention on us. You know what I'm saying? So it made sense in that aspect. So him getting on a team, doing all that stuff, like basically getting like a 5-game contract, that seemed all believable, you know? But then it comes to a game where pretty much Jet, she gets fouled out. And it was so funny because prior to this scene, she's so adamant about, I'm never going to let you play. Like, nigga, you're never playing. You're never playing. You're never playing. That when she eventually reluctantly, because she reluctantly lets him play, because she fouls out. That the way that it happens, it just seems so seamless. It's like, oh, I guess she's okay with letting him play. Like, you would think that the way that she was being so against it, you would think that even in this situation, she would object to it. But the way that they said that, girl, you out the game, and she was just like, okay. She just starts drinking a little cat bowl and is like, you sub me in, and he's like, for real? Even I was like, oh shit, hey, I was happy. So he comes in, they win the game, and mind you, they've been on a 3-game losing streak. So when they win the game, and Jet wasn't involved, not only did it boost team morale, but overall it just put a different type of like highlight on the team. It's like, oh, okay, so not only can they win, but they won with a small, and they won without Jet. Man, we gotta tune into these niggas a little more. And mind you, it's like the Lakers for LA. They're known for being that team. So it's like, even and like I said, it's like if LA is where basketball started and they made the Lakers, and the Lakers just been just doing their thing. So it's like, you can't mention Rollerball without mentioning Thorns in a sense. So it's like, now we're putting more attention on the Thorns because now they're doing good again. Cool. So the team is now happy. Everybody's happy, and it kind of was on some shit where it's like, even the team was like low-key not fucking with Will at first, but it's understandable. It's like, boy, who are you? But after he helps them win a game, and he kind of shows them that, like, y'all, like, I know we lost, but we're not weak. We just need some coordination. And they're like, you know what? Lil Cuz is right. He right. We kind of are. We kind of do just need some coordination. We kind of can get our groove back. So they're like, you know what? You're right. Let's try to get our groove back and shit. So after Will shows them and helps, after Will reignites their will to live, I get it. After he reignites their will to want to play the sport, they kind of was like, you know, they kind of start embracing him. And while they're embracing him, you know, mind you, they're on a, because like I said, I'm not going to every single detail. They're on a nice jet. Jet is listening. Jet. This is not, no pun intended. Jet is over there listening to music, and it's so funny because when she plays the music, it's cat noises, like it's cat singing meow 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 meow. I just thought that was so dope. Like, they had animals being animals. It's like, I don't know, shit like that is like, I feel like that sometimes that magic is lost in Hollywood. So it's like, it's just good, and it sucks because, like I said, I was looking down on this movie at first because I thought it was a kid's movie. I really thought I was like, man, this is gonna be a kid. I'm like, I ain't gonna lie. And if this shit is too cringy, I'm walking out the theater. That's what I was telling myself. This did have no cringe whatsoever. If anything, I started crying. If anything, I started really feeling what was going on in this movie, because just the stakes were high, the way the passion was there, the way that they just had Gabrielle Union, I feel like just really on some shit. It's like, y'all want me to give up this game that I love so much, and it's like, I can't give it up. Y'all want me to retire? I'm not ready to retire. Like, that right there just reminded me of Kobe, and it was just like, rest in peace to the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt that, you know, like what Meech say, like, if I leave the game, are they still gonna care about me? Is anybody still gonna even check on for me? Because if they don't, I don't want to leave then, you know, type stuff. So that's why I was like, that was really good. But yeah, overall, what you call it, Will does come through, and he does help them get the team up. He does help them start winning some matches. But near the end, pretty much, Gabrielle Union finds out that the team owner was like, yeah, you know how you said you want me to sell the team? Hey, we got enough attention on us right now that I am going to sell the team. And mind you, the team was doing so good that they actually started becoming championship contenders again. So the team is like, or at least Jet is like, whoa. I know I said that, but, you know, that was when we was on a losing streak. Clearly we're winning now. Clearly we actually have a chance. Like, we gotta try. So the owner was like, girl, fuck, no. I'm already sold it, so y'all not, one, I sold it, and two, y'all not good enough anyway to where I could even sell y'all together, so I'm finna sell it, and y'all finna all go your separate ways. So Will overhears it because he was just happened to be following her, and he's like, we gotta tell the team. But Jet, and she, you know what I'm saying, she was was becoming a team player becomes a solo act again. And it was so funny because pretty much after, Will comes through and helps them get their groove back on, she pretty much tells the coach, the head coach, now you're the head coach. And I thought that was so hilarious to me. Like the crowd I was with, for some reason, I guess didn't like that joke. I thought that was so funny because it's like, not only, like, that gave LeBron, I don't know if you guys ever heard those memes about when they say, oh, LeBron James is the coach. The coach only coaches when LeBron gives him permission to. Like, I thought that was so funny because, like, I could see that. Like, when you really that player on the team and it's really like, I really run the show, I could see you being on the show where it's like, man, I don't need the coach. So we literally see her give the whistle to the coach, and the coach is like, my therapist said that I told my therapist I thought this day would never come, and it was just so adorable. It was just so funny because he locks in, tells him, he's like, yeah, so now that I'm really the coach and I can really like whip you onto shape, we finna get some dubs. So he tells everybody their strengths. He starts letting them know like, hey, you was this, and you wasn't appreciated for your skills. We're about to appreciate you for your skills. You this, because the Rhino, he's like, he wants to be aggressive, but he's scared that he's going to make his kids aggressive. He has 2 daughters and he doesn't want them to look up to him and sees aggression. But he's like, man, the coach is like, I'm going to keep it a bean. Your daughters are already aggressive. They didn't learn from you, so it's like you might as well just turn your aggression into protection and protect your teammates. So we literally see him turn into like a defensive person, and he's like, get away from my daughter. And Will's like, thank you. Wait, what'd you just say? And he's like, So then after that, then we see the ostrich. We're like, I guess she's like a crazy good point guard or like shooting guard, because they're like, girl, you was like first round pick. And I'm like, first round pick? Damn. What happened? And I guess she just started like letting social media get to her because she just lost her groove. But once he reminded her, like, girl, you the first round pick, right? Hey, even though you an ostrich and you can't fly, go out there and fly. She started balling. I'm talking about she going crazy, like crossing niggas over and then and like really over there like, yeah. Man, it was just, as a basketball lover, if you love basketball, that movie is gonna like, because it actually played basketball. Like, it wasn't just about the characters. It was actually about the actual game at hand. And it's like a fighting movie, and it's like they actually have a good fighting scene. It's like the actual sport being played was like executed really nicely, and it seemed, man, it was just really good. It was really good. And then, like I said, just every animal playing based on their animalistic behaviors, all that stuff was just executed very nicely. I like the way that the movie presented it. I love the art. I love the music. I love the storyline. I love the plot. I love the pacing of it. Like I said, it felt very nicely. It was progressing nicely. It had a good plateau. It didn't feel anticlimactic. They even had another twist at the end where I felt like I kind of seen it coming, but it surprised me with the way that they executed it. So I'm gonna give GOAT a 5 out of 5. I'm giving GOAT a 5 out of 5. Yeah, and it's my first 5 out of 5 of the new year. So speaking of more movies, because so I wanted to talk about JJK, but honestly speaking, I don't think I'm gonna talk about JJK because I do want to get into I'm looking at our time, guys, and I am pushing it. I know I said I'm gonna do 10-minute reviews, so I want to definitely get into some more media topics before I, get into some more of the week and stuff like that. But like I said, so that's Crime 101, and then that's GOAT. I definitely recommend it. Remember, like I said, I'll say it just one more time. I gave Crime 101 a 4.5 out of 5, and I gave GOAT a 5 out of 5. And then this week, there's actually 2 movies that I'm looking forward to seeing. And I'm so glad that I seen a commercial for it, because I almost forgot that it was coming out. But it's called How to Make a Killing. It's the guy from Running Man. And that's how you know sometimes it's not the character, it's not the actor, it's really just the movie. Because this is the same guy that played Running Man. And then, oh my gosh, both of these movies are only an hour. They're less than 2 hours. Huzzah. Huzzah. So, one of them is called How to Make a Killing. Synopsis: disowned at birth by his obsessively wealthy family, blue-collar Beckett Redflow, Glenn Powell will stop at nothing to reclaim his inheritance. no matter how many relatives stand in his way. So pretty much this is a movie where this guy has an inheritance that could be given to him on a technicality that everybody else that it can also be given to is no longer in the picture. So it's kind of like I didn't see it, but it's kind of like the movie that came out recently that was released. I want to say it was an Asian movie because I don't want to misspeak, but it was an Asian movie where this guy was like, he has a family and he's trying to apply for a job, and the only way he can get the job is if the other candidates are not in the picture. So we're pretty much seeing him murder his competition. So I like this because I feel like this is a similar concept of it, but in the sense of inheritance of like, hey, you have 28. What does it say? Because it says $28 billion inheritance, but you have seven relatives standing in the way. That's pretty sick. And I like these movies because it's always dark and twisted. I like these movies. I just like to see like, how I put it. I look at it like this. With my realistic human eyes in IRL, I feel like nowadays it's dang near impossible to get away with crime. You might be able to get away with it for a time, but to like really get away scot-free, I feel like it's dang near impossible right now. Technology is just to that point where it's just like, y'all see what I'm doing. I'm a streamer. I'm a content creator. You might as well just get a job and do right by society. Because trying to be an evildoer, at least maybe honestly speaking, this is really called a spade. Because and happy Black History Month. It's still Black History Month, so of course shout out to my brothers and sisters out there. Let's call it a spade. Maybe it's just because we're black. Because one thing too, I know this might just seem so random, but it's because I'm just so confused, bro. Like, part of me it's like one of those things where it's like, I already know the answer, but then when I presented with it, I'm still surprised. The Clavicular guy, I told you guys, he got arrested, or maybe I never talked about it. He got arrested for having a fake ID in Arizona, and then they dropped. Yeah, I think I did talk about it. They dropped the charges because they just thought they was not gonna get with it. So I say that to say that when I see movies like this, I'm always interested in, because I'm like, I know if my black ass did that, nigga, I'm not getting away with that. You're telling me $28 billion inheritance, 7 relatives, and then even if just one of them just went missing, you're telling me they're not gonna figure out who the fuck did it. And hey, like I said, it makes for a good movie though. Like it makes good for fiction. Yeah, for fiction. For movies, stories, TV show, hell yeah, I'm all for it. But like I said, as someone that lives in real life, I have to think realistically too. Sorry, my bad. You know, and it's just a movie. Cause I know I'm thinking it's just a movie. Okay, my bad, my fault. But yeah, so How to Make a Killing, that's coming out this week, and Psycho Killer is also coming out this week. This one, like I said, I don't even know what it's like. It just seems like it kind of reminds me of, what's that one movie with Nicolas Cage that just came out not too long ago? Dang. Where he was like the killer and shit. Pretty much it reminds me of that movie. And as we can see, AMC has been advised that this film contains sequences with flashing lights that may affect photosensitive viewers. Following the brutal murder of her husband, a Kansas Highway Patrol officer, Campbell, sets out on a journey to track down the perpetrator. As the hunt progresses, she comes to realize the man responsible, Rogers, is a sadistic serial killer, and the depth of his mental depravity and his sinister agenda is more twisted than anyone could have imagined. Long Legs, that's what this reminds me of. It reminds me of Long Legs, where it's like, it's just a sick ass killer that's just doing some sick ass shit, and we're just gonna see him do it. And I'm all for it. As a horror movie fan, I just like seeing people like, and as a psychology major, I like just seeing things, because sometimes, you know, we think we be around humans and we be like, this person would never do no shit like that, but you never know what niggas be thinking. And I feel like when you see shit like this, it makes you realize I should probably be more nicer to my neighbor. I should probably, you know, smile a little more, you know, maybe not crash out on everybody because I just think I could beat them up physically. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I should rethink the next moment I crash out on someone. You know what I'm saying? Just in case they might be a sadistic serial killer. You know what I mean? You never know. But yeah, so those are the 2 movies I'm going to be seeing this weekend, and those will be the 2 movies that I will be discussing next week podcast. But I also kind of wanted to talk about the JJK episodes recently, but I feel like the issue I find when it comes to talking about TV shows, especially anime, I just feel like it's just so much background that I have to give to really explain it, that it just seems like if I don't say all that, I can't even explain it. I accidentally opened the homie's message, and I didn't. I felt bad because I'm like, I don't want to say I did. I'm ignoring him. But yeah. Whoa! I just found out some news. Jujutsu Kaisen, the Culling Game episode 8 will not air today. Instead, there will be a recap episode. A recap episode? What the heck? I don't know why these. It's honestly, it's just because we're so spoiled now. We're so spoiled because we get to get TV shows and everything so fast that there really was a time where you had to wait every week, every Friday, to get a new episode on Toonami, to see a new episode of Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, all that good stuff. So never mind, that doesn't surprise me. But pretty much what I was gonna say was, yeah, I guess I could just give like a summary of the most recent episodes. So I thought that the most recent episode of JJK, we just seen him. We just kind of continue on with Yuji trying to convince Hitadori that like, hey, you should come work with us and shit. And episode 53 and episode 54, Cog, we pretty much see like what happens on the other side of when Panda and Fushigiri go and try to basically give Yuji some time to talk to him. And we notice that like we see immediately that when they try to go help him, that they were about to walk up into it, and then the guy's girlfriend comes out and he's like, Panda? Like, she basically puts 2 and 2 together so fast. Like, I love the way that they show people's deductive reasoning on screen. And we pretty much just see, like, just how it plays out. And I thought it was really dope. Yeah, like I said, because I don't want to... I got some topics I really want to talk about, so I don't want to spend too much time on the shows. But like I said, definitely watch JJK. Definitely watch the Darwin Incident. The Darwin Incident, that one was just really... It just really took me by surprise because I haven't seen any anime show like a school shooting. So them really depicting that, and then with the whole premise of the show, like, I'm really enjoying this TV show. Like the Darwin Incident, bro, like the last 2 episodes, bro, they hit really close to home, and it just made me, like I said, just think to myself, like, we gotta be careful out here, y'all. And like, as far as like emergencies, we do gotta, like, I ain't gonna lie, when you in the moment, you might think, oh man, this school is being so extra for showing us like what to do in a situation, like in a school shooting situation, like, oh yeah, they're so extra for having these drills. No, I'll take it back. They're not extra. I think we need to do them more frequently because the way it happened and the way it played out just seems so realistic in a sense of like, boom, we're seeing Gare. Like I said, I'm not going to go too back into details. It's on Amazon Prime. Go watch it. It's called The Darwin Incident. Boom, we're seeing Gare pretty much do a protest at the school about being vegan. He talks to Charlie and he's like, Charlie, don't you feel a little bad? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't you feel responsible? And I thought, and that's why I like this show so much, because I feel like it's just so real. Like, these I don't know. Maybe we gotta just start tapping in with my niggas in Japan, because it seems like they're more up to date on what's going on in society nowadays than Hollywood. It don't seem like Hollywood be really trying to talk about what be going on, or like really represent realistically what's going on. Because the way that this show realistically represents how I feel like someone could go from being bullied to leading a charge, you know what I'm saying, like being, in a sense, joining a cult, to then now like becoming a terrorist. Like, the way that all played out didn't seem far-fetched. It didn't seem so ridiculous, especially in today's society. Like, it kind of was like, oh, like, I see how somebody could be pushed to that extent with the wrong guidance, because Gary's character is so susceptible to influence that he's already like he's not really he really wouldn't hurt a fly for real. I'm gonna be honest, like he really wouldn't hurt a fly. It's when the ALA comes around and they're like, hey bro, like, you know, one thing that's been common in history is time. You know what I'm saying? Like, what really wins or what really like tells who could say what's right or wrong is whoever is at the end of the time, or I guess at the end of the period, gets to recollect or explain how it went down. So pretty much he's saying how there was a time where slavery was wrong, and that like if slavery ended where it did, we could have been convinced that slavery was okay. But because the way that time went on and that we eventually seen that, okay, the forefathers were wrong, it eventually became slavery is a bad thing. So he's pretty much saying how like in today's society, niggas don't see how wrong it is for them to eat animals because it's okay to do that. But in time, they will see that it was the wrong thing to do. But instead of us just waiting, we're going to, in a sense, like, we're going to get niggas there faster. We're going to be the reason that y'all find out that, like, yeah, like, y'all fucked up. And then, like, at the end of history, they might say, hey, some of the shit we did was wrong. Like, yeah, we killed a couple people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we blew up a couple buildings. But it was all necessary in the grand scheme of things. And it's like, this is, because like I said, I'm an intellectual. So I don't agree, or like, let's put it like this. I can't reason with someone like that, but I could hear them out and I could listen to it. Like, I could listen to it and understand why someone would be able to come to that thought process and come to that conclusion, because of like how open-minded I am and just overall just like how I know people's behaviors and upbringings are. I could see that like he's convinced because he's, you know what I'm saying, like he has this radical belief of like the way society is, like sometimes that like, yeah, you could be the passive, easygoing, non-violent protester, or you could be the disruptor. He is clearly wants to be the disruptor. And I just don't like the fact that the nigga looks like Barack Obama. That's one thing I don't fuck with. But other than that, but literally, other than that, the way that they depicted it was like so on point. So yeah, once again, the Darwin Incident. Go on Amazon Prime. Go and watch it. You feel me? Go and watch it. So that right there. Look at that, y'all. I'm looking at that, y'all. We getting through it. So we got Crime 101, GOAT, the Darwin Incident, JJK, and then let's see what else happened on Friday, because you know, hey, I've been eating good too, even before Ramadan. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I've been low-key spoiling myself, because on Thursday I got some ramen yamadea, and then on Friday I got some canes. Yeah, the movie, I ain't gonna lie. Seeing GOAT, I did not leave too late. But it was so funny because if you guys know anything about me, I told you guys I've been on a streak of where I'm trying to drop a video every day for a year, period. So that Friday, because I had got up so early and I was busy all day, and the video that I made in particular was a movie review, I didn't get a chance to really sit down and edit the video because I can't make content at work. Or I can, but not as comfortable as I would like, you know what I'm saying? So the Friday's video was a movie review for Crime 101, and it was so funny because I didn't get a chance to do it during my shift. I had to do it like basically when I clocked out, and it was dark as hell. I had to freaking use my other phone as a flashlight. Like, if you see the video, you can see the background. Like, I'm in the dark, I'm in the car. Like, usually I do my movie reviews, or I try to do my movie reviews at home and stuff. But when I'm on the go, I gotta do what I gotta do. So I try to make the movie review in the car, made it. But because I made the movie review right after I got off work and I had to still go see the movie, I made the movie review, edited it, did a little bit of whatever I wanted to do, drafted it, went to go see GOAT, left the movie, finished editing the movie review, uploaded the movie review, and then I went to Cane's. If you guys, when they say you only going to get out what you put in, they're not joking, they're not exaggerating, because nobody will know. That's what I love too. I ain't gonna lie, I love being such a private person. Like, even though I tell you guys everything, you know what I'm saying? But I love the fact that when I talk on here, it's not an immediate, like, nobody's responding to me immediately. So it's like I'm able to just I'm given the illusion that I'm talking to myself. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like I'm just saying this to myself. So I like being able to be private because, like I said, when I do all these things and I go through my day to day and I'm really like in these moments, I'm like, it's really just you, Caduce. Like, nobody knows what you're doing right now. Like, nobody knows in this moment how much effort it took to get that video out, or how much effort it didn't take to get that video out. But they're just seeing the final results, and I like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, yeah, you're not even knowing how much work I put into this shit. You know. But then yeah, so overall, like I said, made the movie review, got canes, then I went home. So now Saturday, Valentine's Day, you know you single when like holidays like this don't even like do anything for you, because I dang near I kept having to remember that it was Valentine's Day. Like, can you guys believe that? That's why that's so funny. But on Saturday, I went to the gym. It was Valentine's Day, you know what I'm saying? Went to get my Valentine's workout in. After the gym, I went to get my bike fixed. I had to go to a different bike shop. Shout out to Linares Bike Shop, but y'all kind of hold me this Saturday. On Google it says you guys were open at 8:30. I got there at 9 something. You guys were not open. I don't know what happened. So I had to go to a place called Paisano's Bike Shop, and I ain't gonna lie, I might have to start going there now because one, it was cheaper, and he had a cat that was rocking with me. So, and you know what sucks? It sucks because I felt like even when I went to the second bike shop, I was like, this is how niggas lose customers, bro. Like, and this is not to diss Linares, but I just gotta keep a spade a spade. If you're gonna say a time, have the time. Like, even Paisano's bike shop, his was open, but he still was prepping. And it's so funny because I'm like, I knew, like, anytime I go somewhere, like, anytime I go to, like, my shop, for example, I never try to, like, I could always go to my shop when they fresh open, but I try not to do that anymore since the last time I went there and I was the first one there, and they still were setting up. So now I try to wait, like, an hour, like, not an hour. If I could go, like, 30 minutes after. Basically, to give them a time to prep. So, when I seen, you know, Linares had said it open at 8:30, and you guys wasn't open, I was like, dang, you know. But here, he is open, but he's still prepping. So I was like, you know, you got to take what you got to take, because he was open, but he wasn't ready yet. You know what I'm saying? So it is the pros and the cons. The pros and the cons. So got my bike shop. Like I said, had a cool ass cat. You know what I'm saying? Fucking with me, and it was so funny because you guys know anything about me. I don't like cats, but apparently cats are very protective in the Muslim community. Cats apparently ward off evil spirits. So, and the cat was rocking with me, and it's so funny because something told me, like, I don't know, I just feel like cats don't like people anyway. So the fact that the cat was all purring on me, like rubbing up on me, like the cat literally was like saying meow, like when I would stop caressing it, it would start complaining. And I'm like, I don't feel like cats are normally like this. And when I started talking to the owner, I said, yeah, bro, I said, hey, I like your shop. And I said, hey, I don't like your cat. I don't really fuck with cats, but this cat's pretty cool. He was like, that's good, because this cat, he's like, it's 50-50. Sometimes it like people, sometimes it don't. So if it likes you, that's a good sign. And I was like, you don't say. So I was feeling myself, you know what I'm saying? You know what it might have been too? Because I think it was a female cat. You know, I just came from the gym. You know, nigga pheromones probably was going crazy, you know what I'm saying? I probably was, you know what I'm saying? The cat probably was like, this is a man. I don't know if it's, like, he probably couldn't tell the difference between a man human or a man female. Oh God, hold on, guys. Man, it's not even about a hold on, guys, because like I said, life is lifing at the same time as I'm trying to make content. So it's funny, right? So yes. So I just, after I went to get my bike fixed, went home, made a cheese and egg quesadilla, went to work, and then after work, I landscaped, and I just came home. And I was planning on playing the game, but I ain't gonna lie. Once I landscaped, I was out like a light. So as you guys can see, for Valentine's Day, for Valentine's Day, I didn't do anything. I didn't go out. I didn't go on no date. I ain't do nothing cute because I didn't have a Valentine. Alright? Alright? And my homie, my coworker, said early in the week, he said, Caduce, let's go do this run on Sunday. Mind you, the run he sent me was the run club I just decided I wanted to start running with. So I said, perfect. So when Saturday came, I even had more reason to not want to stay up. So when I went to sleep, I had no issue like going to sleep early. So I texted my mans. I said, hey, I'm not gonna be no bitch. I'm not gonna do that here. I texted my mans. I said, hey, I'm finna go to the run tomorrow. You still down to do it? And he said, nah, I'm about to do the run. So I just knew he wasn't gonna do it. So pretty much I went to sleep early, and then on Sunday, I got ready to go do this run with Run 100. Keep It Run 100. So shout out to Keep It Run 100. They run 3 times a week, and they be up because they were doing a 20-mile run that Sunday. So I woke up, got ready, went out there. It was in Santa Monica. We ran. Ultimately, because I had to go to work, your boy gotta go make some money. I just ended up doing 9 miles. So let's see what my pace was. They were really nice. They was really nice, and there was really, really cool people on that club. Because honestly speaking, I feel like sometimes it's hard for me to, like I said, keep a good pace, because I get bored on the run. But these people made it to where I felt like as long as I had them in front of me, I was going to keep going. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was going to be good. So overall, like I said, we just ended up doing it. They was going to do 20 miles. I stopped at I guess you could say, the 4.5 mile point. This gentleman, shout out to Christian L, he actually was going back too, and he was, I'll run with you. And I'm so glad he did, because I didn't know where I was going. So I'm so glad he ran back, because he really helped me basically get back to the track, get back to the trail. And then I ended up just running straight down to the place. But basically, when I went straight down, that's where we split up. Had I kept running with him, I would have ended up doing 11 miles. So that's one thing. I know I'm not supposed to regret anything, because you guys know your boy trying not to have no regrets. But I do regret running by myself, because I was worried that if I kept running with him, I was already looking at the time. Well, so technically speaking, right, I made the right choice, but in the sense of like personal achievement and just like pushing myself, I should have kept going. Because even, who was I talking to? Who was I talking to that said that? Man, somebody's so funny. I don't know. I remember I was telling somebody how I did the 9 miles, and they were like, why did you do 9? You should have did 10. And I thought it was so funny. I was like, I know, right? I don't know why the fuck I stopped at 9. And it's so funny because I was like, dang, had I kept running with Christian, I would have got to the 10. He did 11, so I would have probably still been in the odd number, but 11 better than 9. So that's how you know I still need to get out my shell a little bit, because once I finished the run, I took my pictures and I went to my car. I made my TikTok for the day, and I was getting ready to leave. But as I'm getting ready to leave, I seen one of the other people that was running with us. He came back and he went inside the building. So where we ran up at, there was a building. They had a whole Nike like studio where they had drinks, bathroom amenities, and it looked like a store, like a storefront. So he goes in there, and I'm like, oh, wait, I don't have to just leave. I could go in there and like socialize. So we was one of the few people that was finished early. So when I go in there, nigga, tell me I'd had breakfast burritos, bro. Dead homies, bro. My ass would have left and would have had, and when I went to go buy a breakfast burrito, when these angels not only hosted the area for you to run at, had fuel, had hydration stations. It dang near was a marathon, if I'm being honest. And then had food for you to eat after. Shout out to Hold This Fit and shout out to Run 100. I feel like the fact that I've been able to find 2 run clubs that don't charge me anything, that are really cool, and they have amenities, they feed you, or at least they put you onto a place where you can eat. Bro, you don't come across places like this very often. So at least maybe I thought you wouldn't come across places. Like I said, I haven't been to a lot of run clubs, but I remember when I was researching them, the fear I had was being charged, because I remember when I was doing my research on it was like every video, or I was seeing a video of someone complaining about a run club, and they were like, yeah, they charge. And I said, charge? How you let them charge you to come and run? Like, I would just follow the page. I said it straight like this. I said I would just follow the page, find out wherever they're running, and then just start running with them. What are you going to tell me? You guys don't have to talk to me. I just run with y'all. I'll run on the opposite side of the street. Like, that's me. I just be needing areas to work out. I just, like what I said with dealing with old girl. I just need the direction. I'll do it. It's just I don't have the knowledge on my own, and that's why it's so funny, because I remember there was a post, right? I think I might have already acknowledged it, but anytime I think about it, I feel so bad, because I was ready to argue with the girl, but now I kind of see what she's saying. There was this post where this girl was like, guys aren't inherently romantic. They only do it, like, basically, like, she said basically, like, guys are fake romantic. Like, they only do it to impress the girl. And I was like, well, yeah. I'm like, duh, like, that doesn't make sense. Like, I didn't like the way she was going about it, because she made it seem like guys don't have the romantic bone in them. But I was like, like I told you guys all the time, if you get defensive or you get upset, it's because there's some truth to it. Since that moment, I've been thinking to myself, I was like, dang, maybe I'm not as romantic as I thought. I just kind of just take cues from girls, and I just take notes from what I see other romantic people do, and then I curate my own romantic experience. But on my own, I'm pretty bland. I ain't gonna lie. I've been realizing, like, I've been peeping, like, it's not even, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I don't have no issue with it. But I'm like, man, I'm pretty clean cut guy. I think that's why I'm able to, like, live such an extravagant lifestyle, but at the same time still be so mellow and down to earth, because it's like, I'm just real, you know what I'm saying? I'm just a regular person, but there's a lot that comes with it, and I feel like that's what's so dope about being human. Why not try to push yourself? Why not try to, like, explore yourself as a human and see how far you can be and go and, like, become? Dang, y'all. So let's see this topic list. Well, it's not bad. And I don't have to go too crazy with everything. I think, like, sometimes y'all just be worried that I might get into a tangent, and I don't want to do you guys like that. But what I'm saying right now is some real shit. Because, like I said, this run club was really dope. Shout out to Run 100, and I definitely feel like you guys should run with them. So if they're Run 100 on Instagram, like I said, if y'all see me there, say what's up. Just want to talk about the podcast on there. You feel me? But after that, like I said, I got the breast burrito. I'll be honest with y'all. They didn't have no non-pork options protein-wise. They only had a vegan one. So I got the non-pork one, went home. I had some chicken tenders in my freezer, air-fried them, cut them into pieces, and I made it into now a fried chicken breast burrito. So I thought that was just so dope, because I was like, oh, wow, breast burritos are not that difficult. Like, you know what I mean? I just got to get some egg, cheese, hash brown, and the chicken tenders, and then some pico de gallo, and I got a breast burrito right there. But like I said, just went to work. I was really happy, you know what I'm saying? I ran 9 miles, and I was just happy for that. Then on Monday was a rest day, because like I said, I usually take Sundays as rest days, but if I work out on Sunday, I rest on Monday. I also did my laundry. You guys know, like I said, I have Easter eggs in all my content, so I say stuff for the people that I feel like are like the returning watchers that are like, Kadu said he did his laundry every Sunday. He didn't mention that he did his laundry this Sunday. He must have not did it. No, don't get it twisted. I did my laundry. So you thought you caught me slipping? No, I did my laundry. I just didn't finish it because I was so tired. Because on Sunday, you know what I'm saying, after the run, that's the thing. Like after workouts like that, I do need to recover. I'm learning now. I do need to recover. Like as much as I would love to just be able to run and just go to work and just do everything, I'll be needing a nap. Your boy ain't gonna lie. Like I still don't know how I did the half marathon and then went to work right after. But somehow, some way, God makes a way. I'm sorry, y'all. I told you guys already, the weather in LA has been very random. One moment it's sunny, then the next is raining. But the whole time, it's cold. The whole time it's cold. Like, I just don't get it. So, after I come home, do my due diligence, because like I said, every Sunday I also do my laundry and I upload the videos for the week for YouTube. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't stay up the whole time. I went to sleep. Which day did I go get some insomnia? Yeah, it was Monday, because this is the last time I'm ever going to Insomnia Cookies, and the last time I went to Insomnia Cookies should have been the last time. But sometimes when you see Diddy Reese's closed, sometimes when your favorite place is closed, you get desperate. Like man, I'm telling you, when they say marketing genius and like the whole idea of like consumerism and direct to consumer, all that stuff, they're not capping, bro. They're not capping, because if you own enough to where you could like really dictate where niggas could shop and when they could shop, that stuff, you own all the power. Or unless you're just someone that has more willpower than me. Because if I just had enough willpower, I could just say, fuck that place. But because I be, you know what I'm saying, I be trying to eat some sweets, you know what I'm saying, I have a sweet tooth, I said fuck it. Because what had happened was, right, like I said, my Sunday went good. On Monday was a rest day, so it was just going to work. I made sure to sleep in. If you guys know anything about me, I always wake up at 4 a.m. So I made sure that when I woke up at 4, I said, no, go back to sleep. And I didn't get up officially until 9:21. Got up, made my to-do list for the day, did everything I need to do, then I went to work. After work, I was thinking, I was like, man, I want some Diddy Reese. But Diddy Reese was closed, so I was like, you know what? Let me go get some insomnia cookies. Because it was like some weird stuff that low-key happened when I got there. But it wasn't like that big a deal. It was just interesting. Like I went to get the cookies. Like I went in there and it was like, I don't know, the lady's used to niggas not, and I'm saying niggas as in black people. She's used to niggas coming in and not being ready to order. Because I walked in and she was like, are you ready to order? And I'm like, yeah. Like what the fuck you gonna wait? It's not that complicated. So I was like, yeah. Can I get two? Can I get the number? I said the number 2, and the number 2 is 12 cookies. So I was like, can I get the number 2? That shit is $32. $32, my nigga, for 12 cookies. $32 for 12 cookies. Let's break that freaking down. That's $2.66 per cookie. Y'all cookies are not that good. I'm just saying this like respectfully, for the size of the cookie and for the quality of a cookie, for it to be $2.66, because they had a 6-pack for $17. 17 divided by 6. That one, it's $2.80 a cookie. So you literally forced to have to get it in bulk. And then they have the deluxe cookies. They have the normal cookies, the right. Insomnia, y'all not that good, fam. Y'all not that good. And maybe I just had it one time where I must have been faded or something. Because the only reason I thought it was good was when I went to the one in Westwood and it was cool. And I was like, okay, cool. I got a 32 pack that day. I got a $32 12 pack that day too. And I told myself, I said, fuck, bro. Diddy Reese would never. But because on Mondays, Diddy Reese is closed and I really was craving some cookies, I said, fuck it, I'm going to go get the cookies. Whenever you're craving something, try to go to the grocery store first. That's what I need to start doing. Just go to the grocery store first, see if I can make it at home, and see if I can get a cheaper alternative, because it's just not worth it. So I go get the Insomnia cookies. The lady, like I said, she didn't understand my English, because I'm telling her, I'm like, oh yeah, can I get a 12-pack? I'm like, can I get 6 of this, 6 of this? And she's like, 6? I'm like, yeah, I said number 2. She said, oh. And then she pulls out the bigger box. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, what is... I don't know. Maybe, like I said, maybe I'm just overthinking it. But I'm like, she was clearly going through a lot. Then I get my Insomnia cookies. I go home. And then, honestly, like I said, eat my cookies. and I go to sleep. Go to sleep. Then Tuesday comes, first day of the school week. Wake up at 4:23. It's leg day. It's freaking leg day. I go to the gym, have a great leg day, but I ain't gonna lie, it definitely whooped me. It definitely whooped me. So after that, after I went to the gym, made my TikTok for the day, went to get some gas for the whipski. Then I went to school. After school, just came home, ate some rice, and then had watched some Jujutsu Kaisen. And then on Tuesday, it was the 17th. Hey, that's why I'm saying sometimes it's good to be a big back, and sometimes it's good to follow the right pages, because randomly I didn't even know, and I'm just so happy I was off. Five Guys had a buy one get one off deal, and if you know anything about Five Guys, them niggas is just expensive. Yeah. You go to Five Guys, it's like you buying shit for Five Guys or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, 'cause that's how much it cost. That was funny. I mean, clip that. But yeah, I ended up winning. Ended up going to Five Guys, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna be messy. Because y'all already know. I already told you guys the most messiest thing I've done on here so far is talked about my cousin Noah, who we are cool now. Me and Noah, we locked in. We cool, so there's no issue. There's no beef. Remember, I told you guys with him, I said all you have to do is reach out, and I have no issue with him. He did that. Adria, she reached out, and I said we could be cool, but we're not gonna be where we used to be at, because she was my bestie. She reached out and then ghosted me again. Thought that was so funny, because it was like, why you reach out, just not say something. So I told myself after that situation, I said I'm gonna kind of be careful about the shit that I talk about on here, especially shit that I feel like, because when stuff is going good, if y'all know anything about me, I love to talk about when shit is going good. But as soon as it goes wrong, I be lost and I be confused. So sometimes like I said, I don't need a situation where it looks like I'm bashing somebody. So I'm just leave it at that. You know what I mean? But just know, like I said, when I can't talk about it, and I say the dates and shit, y'all gonna be like, dang, that was a minute ago. I'm like, yeah, I know. I couldn't talk about it at the time, but your boy, I'm trying not to be messy, because I don't feel like it's fair. And I ain't gonna lie, I kind of seen Mona. Shout out to Mona, Demona from. I'm just say shout out to Demona. Don't call me white girl. Yeah. Just seeing how she handled a situation where she was like, how does it help my plight, me down talking on people? And I'm like, I think that's the mindset I need to have. Like, how does this help me? Even if this person did me wrong, how does this help me going around telling everybody how wrong they did me? It's not gonna help me. I'm solid. I'm strong. I'm better than that. And if anything, it's more of a blessing. If anything, so it's like, if everything's going good, why sit here and complain and make a big deal about it? You know what I mean? Oh, and I didn't mention it when I was talking about movies, but yeah. Oh no, I think I did mention it. The movie times were just so terrible. I did mention it because I was gonna say the movie times today, this week, are doable. So I could for sure see. It's just decided now. I want to see Psycho Killer or see the guy do the killing his relatives. Because one is 139, one is 145. I might do Heads or Tails for that. We'll see. But yeah. So overall, Tuesday, like I said, was a good day. Got some Five Guys, buy one get one free. And then Wednesday was this shoulder day where I did kind of like 100 reps of every workout. I ain't gonna lie, that shit was a lot. Woke up at 4:54, went to the gym, went to work. Like I said, just still, I'm telling you guys, I can't wait to talk to you guys about what's going on. Like, the first time where, like I said, like, stuff is actually worth talking about at work, but I don't talk about work on here because I'm still working there. So, no, not gonna talk about it. So, but, like I said, if you're intellectual, if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. Because I know the Easter eggers, I kind of just exposed something, but that's only if you're able to pick up on what I'm putting down. That's why I love movies, because I'm a director. Everything I do, even if I fuck up, I'm like, dang, but that's still good for the story. It's still good for the plots. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like I said, on Wednesday, just went to work, went to the gym, then I went to work, and then it was the first day of Ramadan. Yes, it was the first day of Ramadan. Cause I was like, what else was like? What? I was like, I'm looking at the elephant in the room like, why are you in here? The elephant in the room, it was Ramadan, first day of Ramadan yesterday as well. So it was actually pretty easy, not to brag, but I only eat 2 times a day anyway. Generally speaking, I only start eating at 12. That's why it's even funny because I start eating at 12 and I stop eating at 8 p.m. So those are usually my windows for eating anyway. Of course I do past that, because life happens, and the way my schedule is, I actually don't get home till like 9 something anyway. So I'm always in a position where I end up eating after 8 o'clock. So I say all that to say that this year Ramadan is low-key gonna be a breeze. Not only am I physically able and physically capable of like handling it better, it's sooner now because now it's in February, so the time to break is earlier. And then I also have 2 people that are doing it with me besides my family, because I'm always doing it with me, so shout out to my family. I guess I just be looking like, why you be leaning to the side like that? But then I seen that it was like caught under this, so. But yeah, so shout out to Mariah and shout out to Brandon, as they are also partaking in Ramadan with me. So those are people that I'm keeping. We're just on the hold. I'm not necessarily holding them accountable, but if they want to do it, I'm helping them do it in a sense of like, I'm gonna remind them like, oh yeah, hey guys, whatever day it is, this is time you start your fast. This time you break. When it's time to break, I'm gonna text them like, hey guys, you can break your fast and stuff like that. And overall, that's just gonna motivate us all to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna all get us closer to God and all put us all in a good position. I've been seeing a lot of people turn Muslim recently. I didn't know Meech, the guy that made the You Matter hoodies. I didn't know you became Muslim. Like, ever since Ramadan yesterday, because what I'm gonna try to do also this month is too. So on my TikTok for the next 30 days, I ain't gonna lie, it might be just straight Ramadan content, because like I said, I want to try to my brand is Staydownla. I want my brand to kind of reflect the seasons too. Like when I make clothes, I want clothes like how Valentine's just passed. When I start making my clothes and start making shirts, I want Valentine's shirts. You know what I'm saying? I want like Staydownla Valentine edition tees. You know what I'm saying? So like, even with my content, I want it to reflect what's going on in real life. So because it's Ramadan, I feel like right now I want to kind of be less revealing. So I don't want to show. I'm not gonna post my stomach. I'm not gonna post no shirtless pics right now or shirtless videos. Only up until after. You know what I'm saying? Not to tempt any of the sisters out there. You know what I mean? Like not to do anything. Cause I kind of do be thirst trapping when I take my shirt off. So I'm gonna try not to do that right now. Just like I said, not post anything that makes it look like I'm not fasting. And I feel like sometimes when I post my workout videos during the day, it might look like, oh, I hope this brother isn't working out. I don't want to make nobody worried, so I'm not gonna post no workout clips right now. Not gonna post any movie reviews as to not distract from the focus of Ramadan. So each day I'm gonna basically post like a random fact or random like tips, tricks, or just knowledge in relation to Ramadan. So 30 days and 30 videos of Ramadan. I said Ramadan. 30 days and 30 videos of Ramadan content. So this is day 2 of the Ramadan content, day 2 of Ramadan videos, day 2 of Ramadan month. So that's what I'm on, And then I'm still gonna make the movie reviews. I'm still gonna have workout videos like for the movie reviews, because those are current. What I was thinking, because I'm gonna go see 2 movies this weekend. Like, I can tell you guys, because it's not gonna matter. Y'all can't. What you guys gonna do? Sabotage me? What I was gonna do is make the movie review, make it, edit it, do all that stuff, post it, and then delete it, and then just keep it in my notes. Just keep it in my camera roll. That way, it's not in the drafts and it's taking up space on my TikTok. But that way, the video is already made and it's already ready. So that way, as soon as March 1st hits, I'm uploading all the content that I didn't post or I would have been posting had it not been for Ramadan. Or March 20th, because Ramadan is from February 18th to March 19th. And that's also, like I said, that's what I was like, I already looked at it. I'm I'm so ready this year for Ramadan. I already got my haircut appointment set because I'm not going to no barbershop. I want to become one with Allah, and I want to feel like, you know what I'm saying, in a sense, like, you know, like, let me not take advantage of let me appreciate my blessings, you know what I'm saying, like, not care about how I look, not worry too much about being the best, just really just being on my deen, you know what I'm saying, just really just trying to be a good person, you know. I know I'm doing, you know what I'm saying, y'all know, but it's for the pod. You already know how it goes, y'all. Like, honestly, if y'all see me throughout the week, I'm really just Nike Tech. Like, I really don't wear jeans unless I'm going out for real. Like, I'm really, y'all see the really weekly recap? Yeah, there ain't no cap in my rap. Because, after, because I got into that tangent because I was explaining to what happened on Wednesday. Because, Ramadan and all that good stuff. So, pretty much, there's a pause on my overall content, but not pause on my content, period. We're just taking a pivot to focus on more Muslim-oriented content right now. So, if you guys want to come back in a month and fuck with your boy, I'm okay with that because I know all my supporters are not Muslim. But I don't know. Like I said, maybe this might be just me just being a little cocky. But I'm like, I don't really see too many Muslim content creators, you know, at least people that look like me. So I'm like, hey, hopefully this could make, in a sense, like, not necessarily like on some, like, because y'all know I don't be caring about like attention, but I'm like, hopefully this could help me bring the audience of those other Muslim young brothers out there too. That way they could find another brother like me and themselves. So we're on day 2. Yesterday was day 1. After work, like I said, I just went to get some Didderies because Didderies was not open. So yes, I did finish the 12 cookies from Insomnia in 2 days. I don't care. But now I know these Didderies cookies, I got 2 dozen. 1 dozen is $9. Let's do the math. 1 dozen is $9. So that's $1.33 per cookie. 2 dozen is $1.33. As you can see, it didn't change, right? Because that's how it's supposed to freaking be. It's supposed to be one set price for a freaking cookie. Unless it's some super duper deluxe cookie. And then even those deluxe cookies, they don't even have it taxed like that. But yeah, so overall, I say that to say, I went to get some Didderies cookies, came home, ate my second buy one get one free order that I got from Five Guys, and I called it a night. And it was a good night. It was a good night at that. I keep it a bean. So now let's get into some of this messy stuff. Now that we've done the recap, we've done the daily recap, we get into some of these topics. So we're gonna start on Twitter. I'm gonna start on Twitter. I think last time I did Instagram first, but we're gonna do Twitter this time. Some of them kind of transfer over. There's a Cam Newton topic that I'm gonna have to go to Instagram for too as well. But I want to start off with this new snippet that Baby Keem and Kendrick Lamar are dropping tomorrow. I packed out the building if I keep on seeming if I'm in this bitch and I'm ready to crash out. I'm holding resentment. My mama so petty, she left me in back of the stash house. I packed out the building if you at the show, then that mean that you ready to black out. That mean that it's too late to back out. The cameras are so about to act now. Walking in the party, I don't feel no party. What the fuck? Powered up, you gon' stop me. Turn down the double zone. What the fuck? What up? What the fuck? Powered up? Yeah, turn on that. Walking in the party, I don't feel no party. What the fuck? Alright, let's get freaky with it. Give me top of my verse real quick. Top of the second verse. Take the first note of the piano down. Is it fake? Is it love? Probably I smell something. I've been trying to figure out how to put it to where y'all can hear this better on the audio.
Well, why do you want some practice? Answer that one question. Why?
But yeah, it sounds to me like Well, I'll be honest. Academics already said that Kendrick should be dropping this year, and that he's not just gonna be on Baby Keem's music. So Baby Keem should be dropping this year, and Kendrick Lamar should be dropping this year. And if you know anything about me, I'm a big Kendrick Lamar fan, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. So that right there was a little snippet by Kendrick Lamar and Baby Keem, and it should be dropping tomorrow, because today is the 19th and tomorrow is the 20th. So it says it's dropping tomorrow. So maybe tonight, maybe today, maybe it's already out. Let's actually see. Kendrick, Baby Keem. Let me type in Baby Keem. Because knowing musicians, it might already be out. No, it's not out yet. It's not out yet. Because the last song he's dropped was in 2021. Or 2022. Yeah. Family Ties. Wait, why does it say 2021 then? Or maybe he dropped that song. Whatever. But like I said, when Baby Keem tomorrow, let me see. Because, I think they have coming soon now. Yeah. Okay, cool. Pre-ads coming this week. Let's see. So Babyface E's dropping this week, and I'm only talking about people that I feel like I would listen to. Even though I don't really listen to Baby Keem. I don't really listen to Babyface E. I do respect him because he is hard and he has been doing his thing. So shout out to Babyface E. It's not nothing really against him. I don't know. I think I just have my set artists that I like, and it just be hard for me to add new people to that rotation. But yeah, so they haven't shown Baby Keem's song on here, but Mozzie and STG, they're dropping this week too, so that's good. I know that's gonna be hard. That's gonna be some music that I'm driving when I feel like selling some dope too. You feel me? So that's good. And then in also media news, but not like movie explanation, the new posters for the Spider Noir are now released, and it's starring Nicolas Cage, and I think that's going to be so dope. I don't know what it is, like Nicolas Cage he just can't do no wrong, but he's a private investigator, so he's supposed to be Ben Reilly, and I guess some people were upset because they thought it was supposed to be like Peter Parker, but apparently he is Peter Parker, and the Ben Reilly is an alias that he takes in it. And the cool thing and the super dope thing about this show or this series is that it's going to also be in black and white, and it's also going to be in color. So you can watch it in two ways: authentic black and white and true hue full color. I think that's so dope. Like, you're telling me that like you guys already have it to the point where we're going to be able to, like, pretty much you had to have already edited it and did it to where you have it perfectly to where it could transfer from both things. Because I'm looking at the pictures. I wish I could show you guys the pictures. It looks really dope. And like I said, I love Spider-Man, so anything Spider-Man, I'm all with it. The only thing issue I have is now, this is like the fourth Spider-Man they done made real life, and they still ain't made Miles Morales real life. So if you guys can make Spider Noir a real life character with a real life person, come on, man. Hey, Kai Cenat, come be Miles Morales, bro. I know exactly who you should be. No cap. And then, so yeah, so that's that with the Spider Noir series. I don't know when it's gonna drop, and because it didn't say when it was gonna drop. But 4 days ago, Vlad did something that I guess he thought was funny. He thought this was sarcasm. I don't know. I feel like it's hard to read sarcasm. Like, you could say sarcasm, but trying to read sarcasm is like, come on, people can't really read sarcasm. But he says, I have a confession. Rock Nation has been paying me to support Megan. They also paid off all the jury members to convict Tory. And they bribed the judge too. Jay-Z did a verse for his grandson's new album. They paid off Megan's doctor to lie about the bullet fragments she was never shot. The LA police are all on Jay's payroll, and it doesn't stop with LA. But you're not ready to hear that part. The Mexican guy who stabbed Tory, who do you think paid him to do that? You already know the answer to that. The 3 Supreme Court judges who denied Tory's appeal, all paid off by the rock mafia. Jay also paid Trump not to pardon Tory. Even though it's a state case, Trump can only pardon federal cases. But knowing Trump likes to bend the rules, Jay wasn't taking any chances. I can't keep these lies secret anymore. If this is my last tweet, you know who silenced me. So this is clearly BS, but I've fucked with academics especially for this because I liked how he held, because academics and Vlad are cool, but I like how he held Vlad accountable for this because he basically was like, you know, read the room, bro. Like, you want to come out here and try to be funny and make a tweet, and that's what, like I said, I be trying to tell y'all. They be trying to act like they don't understand the innuendos. They really try to act like they don't understand social cues, and I don't get why. They're the most sensitive, the ones that, in a sense, y'all set the standard for what is considered rude, or what is considered being slick, sneak dissing, petty in corporate America. Yet y'all never know how y'all behaviors come across, and the shit y'all could say, how it could be resonated or taken, because I don't know, bro. It just, even when he said the shit about Bad Bunny, it's like, y'all could feel like that, but I feel like in a state or in a time where we are right now, where America is just looking for any and every reason to be racist and to come at people, and right now we have this whole situation with the Epstein files, Jay-Z's name being in it, Tory being the shit with the Megan Thee Stallion, freaking, it's just like, if you are in favor of Rock Nation and you are fucking with Jay-Z, this just isn't good, because now it looks like all the crazy people that made points have a point. But now it also looks like I said, like how academics said, it makes it seem like, well, if you believe any of this, you're just so ridiculous. And it's like, well, you can't call people that believe some of the shit ridiculous, because some of the shit do make sense. Like, it'd be so crazy when niggas try to say that everything is just super duper coincidence, and it's like, some of the shit don't be coincidence, some of the shit do be happening on purpose. And when we ready to have those conversations, we can have those conversations. But until then, I don't think we're going to get anywhere. You feel me? But honestly speaking, like I said, I think I am going to end it right here. Your boy do got class later. And it is Ramadan, so I don't need to stress out too much, and I'm not going to not stress out too much. I could kind of carry these over to next week, and I'll start this off for next week's, because like I said, your boy's not going to be doing too much anyway, so I'm going to definitely be able to get to these way sooner and stuff. So I just wanted to say thank you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you guys so much for supporting my channel. Thank you guys so much for supporting the podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening, watching, liking, commenting, anything you guys do. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night to everybody out there, wherever you guys are listening to the young, the old, the men, the women. If there's one thing I could leave with you guys, just try to be peaceful. Try to take your time, and then just try to just give yourself some grace. You know what I'm saying? Especially just for the next 30 days, you know what I'm saying? I guess 29 days. Just try to give yourself some grace. Try to be peaceful. Try to not hate, and then just overall just try to just realize that you were put on this earth for a reason, and that you do have purpose. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has a purpose. You just have to figure out your purpose. And by living purposefully, you can figure out your purpose. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy K Saxapy, your host with the most, that also likes to roast. And of course, I'm about to give a toast. And this is the Staydownla podcast. I appreciate you guys for all listening and watching. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. I'm out. Peace.